countdown begins.
Tita, screen share.
Screen share. I haven't done the screen share yet.
Para magkakita-kita tayo.
Yes.
Oops.
Okay. Got it?
There.
Got it?
Yup.
Ganda na ng background mo, Joe. Asan ka ngayon?
Ito, sa bahay ko. Sa bahay.
Yeah. Sa bahay.
Same pa rin. Yeah, it's the same lighting
So,
that I have.
Yo guys stream?
What's up?
You guys stream?
Yes.
Yeah.
All of us are streaming.
Yes.
If you guys don't know, Nico also streams his playthroughs in his Facebook page. But he...
yeah.
I don't stream a lot like you guys.
Yeah.
Minsan na lang. The last time I stream a lot ng TI, I got paid for that. That's why.
Oh, TI, of course. Everyone does. Everyone did it last time. Hey, Jack Nicholas, good morning.
Is that me?
Jack.
Hey, Shingang, good morning.
Shit. Oh.
Grabe, may talagang the sponsors, ha? Very consistent. May nakuha ka pang iba.
Yeah. Actually, nawala. Ay, sorry. I'm live pala, sorry.
Are we live?
Sorry,
Are we live?
we're live.
Oh shit. Hello guys. I'm so sorry. Don't take away the sponsor.
Alright. Where else should I share this? Sharing this too. Chill life together, whoa, yeah. Sharing the night.
Ang ganda ng song.
Yeah.
Sa akin balik na yung FB, IG ko, nabayaran ko na pag-pray na lang natin yung taong yun. So, ayun, nakakapag-pray na ako.
Sharing the night together. Ang tawag ko dyan, may kanta ng opportunistang manyak.
Oh, hindi naman.
Wala napaka-interesting sinabi yung
Slow jam yun eh. Slow ligaw yun.
Hindi dito. Kasi nga yun. Madalas ko rin tugtugin yun.
Ay, kaya nga. Alam na magnanakaw ang kapag nakaw. Yun. Galing.
Madalas kong tugtugin yan noon. Oo. Ako yung opportunista eh.
Ayos, paturo ay.
Maturo naman maging opportunista.
Anyway, and yes guys, we are guessing the very Nico David.
Yay.
He's gonna
Uzo.
he's gonna talk Joker spoilers for us today, and too bad for Tito Pabs.
Hindi mo pa dude, you gotta watch it. So good. Even if it's
So
spoiled.
good. Hanggang kailan kaya siya, no? Hindi ko pa nadadalaw yung mall.
Hopefully mag 2 weeks siya. Kasi the movie really deserves it. The problem is, it doesn't have the Avengers hype. You get that?
Correct.
But it has the adults hype, kasi normally when in the US when the movie continues on its second week, the second week slumps to a 25% decrease in audience and revenue. But the second week of Joker turns out na 50% lang, 55% lang. So mataas yung retention ng Joker movie.
If it is still showing netong weekend, then I would be able to
Yeah,
be able to
you'll
watch
be able
it.
to catch up. Don't worry about it.
And I'm good with spoilers naman. Kasi ang tawag dito, may sinasabi kami sa Ilocano, Jack Pati, Jack Tita. Hanggat di ko nakikita, hindi ako maniniwala, parang gano'n.
And by the way guys, sorry for those who waited and messaged me when the time is gonna start. Tito Pabs, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
So we have an
Yeah.
intro segment kasi ni Nico. Ayan. 0!
Alright! Good morning! Late man kami. Andito pa rin kami. It's the 16th of October, 2019. Happy Wednesday, midweek na naman po. At nagbabalik ang mga tsong para sa review ng Joker, na mas malutong. Sa part 1, pag-uusapan natin ang buong kwento, symbolisms, at kung ano-ano pa. At sa part 2, bakit ba takot na takot ang media ipakita ito? Alamin dahil kami nga ang parausan bago magtanghalian para sa mga kalmado at apurado. If I can fix my headset, kinig na sa Tsongporado.
Hey, fellow pirates, come and listen what I say. The captain is a tyrant and I no longer obey. I'm sick of taking orders from the madman in command. So let's drop him on an island and leave him in the sand. Cause it's a mutiny. It's a mutiny. It's a mutiny. And now we're taking over the ship.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay,
Today is October 16, 2019, and this is the 16th episode. Oh, the 17th episode of Tsongporado, and this is your Tito Jopes from Tito Jopes. And how are you, Tito Pabs?
I am doing absolutely great.
Absolutely.
Nawala ng English.
Absolutely. Ooh.
Masayang Wednesday. Lagi ko pong binabanggit. Masaya dapat tayo dahil Wednesday na naman, midweek na naman.
Yes.
Konting araw na lang, walwala na naman
Yes.
tayo. So, this is Tito Pabs of Relax Media. Sino ba susunod natin na
Darren.
i-introduce? Ayan.
Hello everyone, I'm back. May nagbabalik, Darren Chan Pop, Chan Darren Gaming.
And
Oh, this is Vincent Isada representing Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, aka the Real Entang. What's up, everybody? Good morning to the Philippines. Good evening in Canada and North America.
and I want to introduce to you guys our very special guest, Nico David. Yes.
Yay!
So Nico David, if you don't know, guys, is a popular YouTuber dissing out all the best of Philippine soap opera. Okay, so
Filler is such a strong word.
from the
CGI Kamati.
Infamous as CGI
from the
Kamati.
CGI to the logic of the entire story or whatnot, he gets to review everything. So, welcome Nico David to our podcast, Tsongporado. Ayan.
No joke.
Ayan.
Actually, did spoiler-free review for Joker. Yung sobrang initial lang. I mean, I suggested movies na medyo related dun sa
Yeah.
film. Like, The Machinist.
Yeah. Kasi
Ay,
kamukha eh.
Phil.
Oo.
Yeah, body, di ba? Yung pinagdaanan ni, I think the Joaquin lost 50 pounds.
Yeah.
56 pounds
It's
to be
the same
exact.
thing kasi
For
may
the-
ganun method acting eh. But anyway, I would like to tell to you guys that today is the Joker Spoilercast episode. So that means we are going to we are going to open the gates of spoilery to all of you. So if you haven't watched Joker yet and if you plan to watch it, please stay away from this podcast until you watch Joker and then come back to the other versions of this podcast, namely the one here in Facebook. You can also watch it on YouTube. You can also get it on Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, a lot of things. Google Play Podcast, Overcast, a lot of the... Besides, if it's a podcasting platform, maybe we are there. That's the idea. That's the idea. And
Everywhere.
yes,
We're everywhere.
maybe we are there. And you know what's here always? It's our sponsors. Our sponsors, Rack Gears. Rack Gears is the only gaming gear company in the Philippines with dedicated gaming user interface, research, and development. You can get your gaming gears online by visiting their website at rack.ph, that's rakk.ph, or checking their Facebook page at facebook.com/rackgears. rack.ph. Rack Gears, kalidad, kisig, kasarinlan. We would also like to thank Electronics Extreme Philippines from the company that will bring you the new Gunbound Philippines, and I will play it soon. Yay! Electronics Extreme Philippines intend to develop the gaming industry continually with new concepts and new technology. They are here for borderless fun and experiences. Check out their website at extreme.co.th. Again, that's extreme.co.th. And we would also like to thank our retailer partner, Game Express. Game Express is the first and only game store in the Philippines that offer pre-orders with no deposit fee. No more waiting in line. The games you love will come straight to you. Free cash on delivery nationwide. Find them at Facebook by searching Game Express. Whoa! Professional level kasi nandito si Nico eh. Ayan. Ayan. Pro level kasi nandito si Nico. Ayan. Hey, by the way, Nico, musta? Kasi last week, we were having the non-spoiler version of the Joker review. And everyone was just gushing about it. Except, of course, those who didn't watch it, which was Enteng and Tito Pabs. Enteng, have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I watched it over the weekend, and wow.
What's your rating?
What's
Your
our-
rating?
My rating, I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
What is your 10? Can I ask that? What is your best movie of all time?
My best movie of all time?
Yeah.
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Me.
I'm gonna have to put some thought into that.
Can I answer? Mine is Schindler's List.
Go. Mine is the Joker.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Kasi
This
Joker.
Joker. This Joker.
Yung 9 ko kasi is The Dark Knight. Can you see the irony in that? So now 9 ko, I rated like Avengers a 7.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And people hated me for that. Ang dami kong dislike nun doon sa video.
Hindi nag-agree yung ano.
Kasi the story is parang
Convoluted.
Parang back to the shit. Convoluted.
It's
masyado.
convoluted. It tries to tease you something, but it's not really something. At that time, Nolan was trying to pull off another Inception for you guys. So it's kind of jarring na parang he's pushing this Inception idea onto Batman again. So wala lang. At least the Dark Knight is really good. The Dark Knight Rises.
Because of Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alam mo
Joker.
ba yung theory doon? There's a theory that Joker wasn't really a bad guy. He was trying to save.
Yes.
He was trying to save
He-
Gotham. That was so.
Actually, the theory on the Dark Knight was he is the good guy there. He was just trying to put everyone together by plotting this dichotomy between the what was it? Was it the army or I don't know, the poor people versus the not so poor people, right? So
The poor and the rich.
yeah. Anyway, and that theme still resonates in this Joker movie, right, guys?
Yes.
And so I guess the reason why Nico asked what your most favorite movie is because this could actually be one of those movies that are just excellent through and through. Technical, story or screenplay, acting, everything is just sublime. So let's dive into it on the very first scene. Can I ask a question? Will this movie work if the title of the movie weren't Joker?
Yes.
It's going to be a hard sell, I think. If, for example, it's a Joaquin Phoenix, The Loner, or kunyari ano
The
siya?
title is, for example, Arthur.
No. Parang kunyari, no, just change the whole concept of him being a fictional character and make it like a biopic of a, let's say, school shooter.
Oh God.
I don't, kasi ganon yung rate niya eh. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It has that feel. Ano yung may tawag dun sa mga nanonood dito, yung mga in something. Jesus Christ. I was watching H3 podcast the other day. So, may tawag, incels. Yeah, the incels, that word, incels. It's it's a movie for the incels. They were saying about that.
Mhm.
So when you tell me na it ain't going to be Joker, then the next best thing doon sa story na yun is someone, uh, who got broken by society. Usually profile yan ng mga serial killers or
Mm.
school shooters.
And it's actually good when it started, the very beginning, the very, very first scene of the movie, which was him trying to force himself to a smile, right? And the entire theme of the movie is all about forcing himself to behave how society wants him to be, correct? So,
Expect.
Yeah.
yun yung ano yung parang 'di ba clown kasi 'di ba parang everything that people know us about, it's all a mask. Diba? Parang ganun yung sinasabi dun sa... Okay, that's why I guess it works as a Joker movie rather than, just a normal, regular guy's, story, right? Uh,
Yeah.
what do you think, Enteng?
Yeah, like how they started it off. I was questioning like what state he was at. Like, is this like the true like the beginning? Like he looked really depressed.
Mhm.
That was my
Yeah.
and for him to force himself to put a smile, made me have to think. I'm like, okay, is he already going to be kind of a psychopath, or like is this gonna start the beginning of his story? I don't know how to.
It started right, nandun siya sa harap ng salamin,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Did you know yung tear doon wasn't on script?
The
He just
yeah,
cried
I just
on the
cried.
scene.
Yeah.
Galing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, tapos yung ano pa yun the how they visualize Gotham,
Gotham.
it's to tower over him na parang gusto niya ang gusto nung director is to have Arthur yung parang the smallest possible he can be, na everything is towering
Yeah,
over
yeah.
him.
If you notice in
Ang
the
galing.
in the movie, it's always about him being small or being part of a crowd. And if you remember, the very first job that he showed the very first job the Joker showed was him carrying this sign saying
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
must go. And that's actually
Right.
the director telling you that for society to be, what's the word? Sympathetic with its most disabled, or with its most weakest, with its weakest. For it to be sympathetic to its weakest and to its most disabled, everything must go. So that was actually something that I found out on an interview from the director. The reason why he wanted that scene so much is not only to showcase Joaquin Phoenix's dancing abilities, as he says, but also to show, right in the beginning, you are being sent the subliminal message that everything must go, and that has been his mission the entire movie. That he wants to erase the society that is very much very discriminating, very hierarchical. There's always a divide. There's always has to be someone you laughed at, which is lower than you. That's basically the biggest message of the movie. Darren.
Grabe yun yung
Ako, feeling ko, iba yung point of view ko dun sa mga sinabi niya, pero ako feeling ko kahit hindi Joker yung title niya, I think it would work dahil sa context ng movie about mental health.
Yeah.
it's relevant.
It's relevant.
mental health for
It's
sure.
really relevant. So, ayun.
Yeah, it's
Ito ba?
very Hindi mo yan mapanood
Well,
eh.
coming from
Do you
coming
know
from
Pala.
titled Nightcrawler by Jake Gyllenhaal?
Sorry.
Nightcrawler by
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
This is the one where he is what do you call this? A reporter, right?
So, yeah, he became a reporter, pero he started off petty thief siya nung una. Tapos he turned to parang correspondent, actually.
Yes.
Is more of the right.
Or a contributor,
He
yeah.
gets so ang ginagawa niya, pero the story is about a psychopath. So surviving in a with a very cruel world of news reporting.
And
So
with Arthur kasi, the idea of Arthur Fleck, try to survive in this society that is very much superficial when it comes to like, the way it formulates its own humor or sense of humor, the way, the rich calls everyone, how the rich calls the people who are doing a protest as clowns, di ba?
Yeah.
That when was it when Thomas Wayne, which is the dad of Batman, was calling out everyone as clowns.
yeah, they're clowns.
Nag-ring sa akin si Donald Trump. Sorry
Bakit?
Kasi he calls everyone clowns eh. He calls everyone, he's a clown, he's a fraud, he calls everyone like that.
And
Yeah,
fake news.
Yeah, fake news, and
Yeah. You're corrupt news.
always put down. He's always putting down others.
Yeah.
He's not a
And
supporter.
for the entertainment of his followers. And that's the sad part eh. Kasi parang you have to kick someone down just so to make yourself look more powerful and more believable, or you look as this badass who's kicking down this person just to make a laugh.
And drama is good for the vlogs, man. Maybe that's the motto he has. Drama is good for the vlog. Kaya siya, when like the one with Rosie O'Donnell, that's so funny. Yung dinidis niya. Yung who was it? Rosie O'Donnell,
Yes,
right?
Rosie O'Donnell,
Yung,
yeah.
Yep, Rosie Donald. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that guy. Tapos the way yung nung debate nila ni Hillary Clinton, yung mga niya zingers.
Yeah.
Yung one singers. You should be in jail.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean,
Like I like that guy.
it's supposed to be a formal debate, and he's making it into like a clown show, basically.
That's the problem, Jopes. I'll tell you one thing about what I learned here from YouTube. Nobody cares about the process. They just want to be entertained. There's this one guy. I'm just gonna share this to you kasi something I really want to talk about. I don't know if you heard this guy. Sino to? Si Jose Halorina, the social experiment. Yeah, have you heard of this dude?
No.
How about the Syrian Wonder? Have you heard of this dude?
No.
No.
Well, yung kay Jose Halorina is yung shtick niya, he's going to do social experiments on the poor people, but he's helping them out end of the day.
Okay.
What's the name of his channel?
Social experiment, just type Pinoy social experiment and then makikita mo yung mug niya. Anyway, I don't agree with that kind of content because parang it uses the poor for content. You get
Yeah.
dito sa Pilipinas kasi parang tuwan-tuwa yung mga tao.
Yeah.
Na uy, tumutulong naman siya sa mahirap and we're getting it.
That's the thing. So you mean, bro, documented yung part na tutulungan niya yung mahirap.
Yeah.
That's the content, bro.
That's exactly the BS that I hate. Sabi kasi, kaya nga sabi ko, we had those moments before kasi whenever matapos ang fireworks season, gagawa kami ng something similar like that. Ang lagi kong rule, sabi ko, no cameras. Do not upload pictures, no videos. Kasi if we are going to do something good, then there's no
need
sense
for
us
cameras.
to... Hindi mo kailangan i-document. Diba?
Because you are not a politician, that is why.
Yun nga eh. Sabi ko, tapos sabi nung barangay sa amin, we need to coordinate with the barangay hall daw. That's bullshit kaya ako. Dumiretso tayo sa mga teachers. Pag i-allow nila tayo na magbigay ng food para sa mga bata, then go. If not, din hanap tayo ibang Ayoko ayoko silang ma-involve
Is
dito.
there a permit to be charitable or
That's the thing, Jopes. This is why I'm telling you the process doesn't matter anymore. As long as you're getting entertaining people. So, yun yung common criticism sa kanya. Pero I told people na walang sense yun.
Yeah.
You can call him
Yeah.
out for not doing the proper protocol for making a social experiment. God damn, who the fuck cares about that? Even yung mga scientists dito sa Pilipinas, they won't give a fuck dun sa ginagawa niya. I'm sorry. I'm
And
sorry.
that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. And that's a
Ah,
great thing about
I like
Joker. Kasi what Joker is doing, especially later when we talk about the media, is that for every narrative it sets up or builds up, it kind of breaks it at the end. It kind of shatters your expectations at the end, and you feel upset. You don't feel entertained. You feel upset in your stomach, right?
yeah, and you can relate.
And that's the beauty of that movie for me because it's not about bravery or it's not about being honest. It's about how cinema could be art and could be interpreted by 10,000 people differently at the same time. And
Yes.
that's the beauty of the movie for me. And it doesn't need to be as entertaining as, to be honest, hindi siya talaga entertaining eh. Hindi talaga siya,
It's not it's not watching like Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was watching yung what's the name of the end game?
Endgame.
Endgame.
Parang you're taking in, parang you're taken in a ride. You get what I'm saying? Na parang this is the culmination of 10 years of cinema building. This movie,
Yeah,
right?
because you're on your toes the whole time when you're watching Avengers, right? Like it's
Yeah.
And we
It's
we
nonstop.
always have
Yeah.
this template whenever there's a huge villain. There should always be there should always be heroes coming in to save the day. And that's the hook that we always cling on whenever we watch movies. And when watching, Joker, it's not the case. Everyone is a villain. You try to think you try to cling on, for example, to this fat guy who's actually a bully talaga, who gave him guns. Diba? This
Yeah.
fat guy who
and
gave
rat,
him
and
guns
ratted him out.
and ratted him
Let's-
out. Yeah. So he
Yeah.
betrayed him, and then he comes back. It was so weirdly satisfying to have that scene,
Yes.
that
Yeah.
scissor scene.
Oh, with the
You wanted to cringe on that
stabbed
because
in the neck.
yeah, that was the most violent scene in the movie, and yet it was the most satisfying because you are it the movie somehow makes you feel paranoid about the environment of the movie, not necessarily of your actual environment, because some people can differentiate the movie between the movie and what's happening in the real world, but when you're in that movie. It starts to make you feel paranoid about the environment that you just want to be defensive about it. You want to not actually defensive. Sometimes you want
let go.
you just want to let go. It's not even being defensive. It's about being offensive yourself. Diba? And
Right.
and when Joker does it for you, it there's this feeling of weird satisfaction, and you understand that the movie
What's
tells
the
you
term for that? There's a term for that. Catharsis. right?
catharsis. Yes, that's the correct term. That's catharsis, because it's been brewing up in your body, in your feelings while you're watching the movie. Na sana everyone just dies, because that's the idea of that's the idea of poetic justice. That's social justice, poetic justice in that environment. And when it happens, it feels eerily satisfying the way when you watch Breaking Bad, because you've already invested in these characters, especially Joaquin Phoenix characters, Arthur Fleck. With Arthur Fleck kasi, di ba, parang there's this slow progression of him. Okay, finally he takes this opportunity of dating this other girl in his neighbor girl, right?
Mas fake pala, di ba?
Then
Jesus.
parang you're broken hearted. It's
Yeah.
fake. Parang,
Parang, oh my
There's-
God.
Yeah, that was
People
yeah,
are
that
telling-
was
Go
sorry, go
ahead.
ahead. No. Go ahead.
Kasi they're saying na you cannot the movie is a rendition of his events on his perspective, so you cannot, he's the untrusted narrator, and what was the term though, hindi unreliable.
yeah, unreliable narrator. Yeah.
Everything you see dun sa movie is you shouldn't take it at face value. So even if there are some scenes na totoo, pero there are some scenes na embellished ni Arthur Fleck, because there's one theory that he is just talking to the it's his story, tas kinukwento niya lang doon sa psychiatrist towards the end.
I was thinking, I was exactly thinking that. Like now that you realize that, you know, the scene that his girlfriend doesn't even is not even real. It made me think about, well, is everything else in this movie
Exactly.
a fantasy? Like, is this
Exactly.
just all in his mind? Like, is this actually really happening, or it like, or did it really happen? So that now it felt like Inception. Like, how did this movie end? It felt like Inception. Like I'm not 100% sure what just happened there.
And actually that's the final statement that Joker did. He was laughing, and then the psychiatrist was asking, "What is it? What's so funny? What is it so funny?" She asked, and then
He won't get it.
he answered back, "Because you don't get it, right?
Yeah.
So
You wouldn't get it.
you wouldn't get
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you wouldn't get it. That's the exact wording. So because the entire movie may be a sham for all we know, right?
It's Joker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's a Joker. He can do that. So, and if you can imagine, for example, the gun was given to him. Was it really given to him? Was it really the case that the bully came to his home? Because I feel like it's not the case, because they already exchanged words, and that wasn't pleasant. Maybe there shouldn't be any more visiting from his colleagues, right? I mean, from the last time that they talked, about when he left, and then when he tried to punch. Oh, I need to punch this time,
Yeah,
and he punched the Bondi clock, right?
Yeah.
and like the way that they ended in the movie was in the asylum, right? So because before that scene, it was the whole riot in the street when, you know, he put the blood on his face to do the last big smile,
Yeah.
and then it transitions to the asylum. So it's either did he actually get caught and got arrested and gone to the asylum, or was he in the asylum the whole time explaining,
Yeah.
basically explaining his from the beginning to the end, right?
Yun yung grabe dun eh. I mean, those small details na there's even a scene yung di ba in the first hour or first minute of the film, he was talking to a psychiatrist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ang sabing ganon, yung psychiatrist na yun daw mirrors the psychiatrist from the last scene. So every conversation he had with someone talking about mental health might be fake, or might be just his imagination. Kasi kita mo, the actress is African American, the way they're dressed, the way they everything about them is so similar. Ang iba nga
Yeah.
lang talaga yung background. So it might be the case na Joker is parang it's a justification to madness eh. Itong yung the whole movie. I turned Joker because of this. Parang ganun yung nakuha kong vibe sa kanya eh.
Darren, you mentioned last week that your favorite line was have you noticed haven't you noticed is it just me, or is it getting is it getting crazier out there?
out there.
Bakit yun
Yeah.
yung why was that why was that your most favorite line in the movie?
Hindi ko alam. Feeling ko nakaka-relate lang ako sa
Yeah.
sa totoong buhay, dun sa part na linya na yon. Kasi ganun din naman tayo sa totoong buhay eh.
Mm.
Magulo.
We're just getting baffled by the fact that people, start, people and people you become friends with start to become trolls, or somehow, hindi kasi yung pinsan ko ganun eh. Sorry. Sorry, kinall out ko yung pinsan ko. Sorry, pinsan. Nilaglag ko yung pinsan ko. Naging troll kasi siya. Hindi, joke lang. Hindi, wala naman pinsan eh. Hindi naman nila alam kung sino sila. Anyway, hindi, wala lang. Kasi, yun nga, parang, in real life, when you talk to them, when you meet them, they're the nicest people. And then somehow, when they kind of transform in this day and age of social media, and it's getting crazier out there, right? Parang the more you look at your social media, it gets crazier. People are less sympathetic, empathetic, di ba?
People
And
are more
May tawag dun eh. anong tawag dito?
An-
Uh, because we're so desensitized about what's happening in the world around us, to quote Joker, ano yun yung ano yung sinabi niya, no, not this Joker but the Dark Knight Joker. Uh, everyone loses their mind. Do you remember that quote? Let me just pull it up here.
Was that from the
Yeah,
from the Dark Knight? That was
The
with
Dark Knight,
Heath Ledger.
yes.
That was in
Yes.
when he was talking to Harvey Dent.
Yeah. One, if I blow up a bunch of soldiers, nobody bats an eye. But if I kill one little old mayor, everyone loses their minds.
Yeah.
And then there was
There was also this quote in Joker itself, the Joaquin
Yeah.
Phoenix movie about if what why is it that when I die, parang walang kwenta or walang, it's not a big event, but when three people who are horrible people and are business people, they die, they are their headlines. Di ba?
Parang sinabi niya na kung sa akin nangyari yon, dadaanan niyo lang naman ako.
Yes.
Oh yeah. When the poor die, nobody bats an eye. How about
Yes, yes. So,
I mean, how about this? There's meron pang meta comment about that eh. Yung idea na anong tawag dito? If you watch John Wick killed 300 people.
yeah.
Pero nobody bats an eye. The
Yeah.
Joker kills how many people dun sa movie na yun? 4?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, or 5 kasama si Murray, di ba?
Yeah.
He kills 5 people and then the media outlashes na, oy, masama yan. So, in a meta sense of the movie, parang biruin mo, papatay ka, si John Wick okay lang pumatay ng 300 people kasi yung 300 people na yun masama, quote unquote, right? Pero when it's Joker, everyone is on their britches. You get what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
what's the difference? Killing is killing. It's
Yeah.
All life should matter, di ba? And it's just so hypocritical na you put value if you're putting value on life, it should not be this way na parang kasi mga masasamang tao so okay lang mamatay yun eh. Even if you extend that to what's going on here in the Philippines, right? The first few months ni Duterte, every drug addict is dying. Everyone is celebrating him, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi they're bad people, quote unquote. Pero ayan nadadamay na yung mga celebrities. Doon na nagkakaroon ng parang, uy, teka lang naman, di ba?
Oh,
I
kasi
mean,
celebrity sila eh. They should have a pass, right?
Look at what's going on kay Looney. He still has supporters. Even though nahuli siya na, I mean, how na set up sa mga bagay. Meron pa rin nagde-defense.
Si Mark Anthony Fernandez.
Which is nakalaya. Diba?
Yes,
Because of
exactly.
technicality. And that's a lot of weed, dude. That's dapat na yun, for life na yun. Pero the thing is, when it's you cannot really honestly say that we're all equals because some people.
Yeah, and that's the problem of the populist ideals, di ba? Yung tinatawag populist ideals. Like, when Thomas Wayne called the protesters as clowns, and they were just sitting comfortably watching that movie of sita? What's this comedian? Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
Yes, they were just watching this movie of Charlie Chaplin as if nothing is happening, considering there were protests outside, for getting the heeds of the poor, that wealth is not distributed very well. Diba? Parang there's the one of the ringing themes of the movie then is about the disparity between the rich and the poor, and this social divide that still keeps widening as the story progress. But at the same time, in the real world, diba, parang ganun din. You elect someone because he's rich.
Yeah.
Diba? You get loyal to someone because he has billions of dollars in Swiss banks. So,
Yeah.
parang We got stars from Green Cat King. Oh, would love to say, but I still have work. Good luck with the podcast. It's always awesome topic, though I did not finish it. Thank you very much, Green Cat Gaming. Yes.
Thanks, Grin.
And I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned our commenters, Chinry, Kresnik, Lodge, and Kresnik has also been here. And we have also Sintram, Jack Nicolas. Yes. Sorry guys, if this is a really it's really a hard topic to discuss because you have it's always our instinct na pag may rich tapos he doesn't care about us, or if these rich people don't care about the poor, he's automatically the villain. But at the same time, you have this window on the Joker movie wherein him and also Thomas Wayne and Arthur Fleck, which is Joker, was in this bathroom. He was trying to make a confrontation about his origins, about his parentage, and well, Thomas Wayne was denying it, di ba?
Yeah, that's the most fucked up thing na dun sa movie na yun. Kasi he just wants to be accepted.
Yeah, he just wants to be accepted. He
Yeah.
just wants to be
Tapos
loved.
ang weird pa kasi parang magkasing tanda lang sila ni Thomas Wayne.
Kaya nga eh.
Di ba? What the?
That made Thomas Wayne look like a douchebag.
Yeah, I mean, tapos yung kinwestiyon niya yung mental health ng nanay niya na
Yeah.
merong there's a complex there somewhere yung I don't know what you call that, Oedipus complex. No, hindi naman siguro Electra complex.
Hindi mo siguro Oedipus complex. Kasi, do you guys know Oedipus complex?
I don't.
From Freud. It's you. Your boyhood is basically in this illusion that you want to fuck your mom.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Or I'm looking at it this way. Your mom is like the sandigan of your pagkatao. Do you get that? I wanna
Recently
look.
also, Sigmund Freud did say that you want to fuck your mom when you were younger.
I know, medyo, it's not that, pero parang towards that yung idea ko of how kung paano
Yung relationship ng mom with Arthur na.
kasi infallible sa kanya yung nanay niya at one point of the movie na parang
Yeah.
when the mom says something, it's the truth. For example, yun nga, yung kay Thomas Wayne na parang pinaniwalaan niya yung sobra to the point na kinonfront niya yung si Bruce Wayne tapos kinonfront niya rin.
Si Bruce. Si
Yeah,
Bruce
diba?
talaga.
Tahan
Yeah.
niya, di ba?
Pinuntahan niya. Sabi nila fan service lang daw yun para for future trailers.
Yeah, it felt like that scene itself was kind of unnecessary, but at the same time, when you watch the bathroom scene again, and you try to justify Thomas Wayne's action, it was because, of course, why would a stranger put his hands on my kid, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So
For
that's and that's this weird feeling of who's really the villain, who should I root for. That this Joker movie doesn't give you any hints, doesn't give you any like suggestions who to root for, because every time that you're starting to root for Joker, you get scenes like that with for example Bruce Wayne, or for example him going to the refrigerator. Ganun.
Kaya hindi ko gets yun kung ba't niya ginawa yun.
Yung sa refrigerator.
Kasi sobrang puzzled ako. Ba't siya pumasok sa refrigerator?
Isolation, like just wants to be by himself in a enclosed space.
And some people also associated with being in the womb. Some people gets relaxed when you're in the womb. Yeah. And which also explains Nico's Oedipus complex.
Yeah.
So Oedipus, if you don't know, Oedipus is a Greek hero.
Sorry, as Oedipus hero. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So Oedipus is actually a hero in Greek mythology. He got banished by his father when he was so young, and he forgot about his family, etc. And then when he comes back to the kingdom, he doesn't know that the queen is his mother. So what he does is he tried to conquer the kingdom, and by conquering the kingdom, he tries to marry the queen. So that's
Oedipus?
Oedipus. Yes, Oedipus. Yes, Oedipus. Alam ni Tito Pabs. Oedipus complex. Yes.
Yad.
Yan, yung mga ano, yung mga psychological aspects ng movie na yun eh. Kasi there's a lot of them, man. I mean, ano bang diagnosis nyo sa kanya? If you're going to be the armchair psychiatrist of Arthur Fleck.
Yeah, if I
For me,
go.
Depression is number one for me. The guy is fucking depressed.
Mhm.
Kasi there's suicidal tendencies and I don't know, parang medyo schizophrenic na siya eh. What do you think?
May Tourette syndrome din siya because of his laughter. I feel like it's Tourette na parang siguro it's a specific Tourette branch of some sort that instead of just blurting out or parang cussing. Kasi yung iba kasi pag nagtuturette syndrome, minsan nagmumura lang sila or ganun, or nagmumura sila. Pura ginagawa. Parang,
Pinit.
parang, ganda-ganda naman ang cake. Pura ginagawa. Ganun siya. No? That's Tourette syndrome.
Feeling ko may ganun ako.
Hindi.
Madalas ako magmura ng random.
Hindi. Di ba? Pero yun talaga sobrang random, sobrang hindi mo control. But, yeah, with Arthur Fleck, ganun talaga siya.
The exact condition of Fleck, let me just get the name. Yung, ito natin.
I'll agree with. Sorry, didn't mean to jump in. With Nico, like you said, like you, the guy's like depressed. Yeah, absolutely. Like just off of the beginning of the scene, you know, the whole forcing a smile, and then the one scene where, when his buddy handed off the gun and, or he made that, or he was walking to his boss's office. Sorry, he was walking to his boss's office, laugh in the hallway.
Yeah.
He just goes ha ha ha, and then just stops,
Yeah.
just abruptly stops, and as he did like the Kanye thing where you smile and you're mad all of a sudden, and and that right there gave me the sense of depression. Like I just felt like, yeah, you know, he's just not happy, not happy at all.
Not happy yet.
Yeah.
Here's the condition. Pseudo-bulbar affect. That's the name of the condition. Pseudo-bulbar affect. That's the name.
Pseudo-bulbar affect. What is that?
Yung mga gan-
Damn, that sounded like an accessory. Sa sasakyan.
or a Pokemon because Bulbar.
Bulbasaur.
Yeah. Guys, you can see it now on the visuals.
Okay. Yun pala yun.
Pseudo Bulbar. So why is it pseudo means not true or fake?
Yep.
Bulbar
Fake.
means what is it? Explosion?
A Pokemon.
Bulbasaur.
False explosion.
It's the laughing actually. Yun yung
Yeah.
title name.
Disorder.
Tapos he has a fucked up childhood eh, no?
Oo.
Actually,
You know, I have a theory na yung may relation yung Dark Knight Joker at saka itong Arthur Fleck na to.
why? How?
Kasi 'di ba pag pinakinggan mo yung backstory ni ni Dark Knight Joker, ni Heath Ledger Joker, he would say my father was a drinker. Diba?
A drunkard,
Tapos
yeah.
abusive siya sa nanay niya. Eh, di ba that's the same profile nung boyfriend nung nanay niya.
But the mother was also abusive towards him.
Kay
Arthur, yeah.
Pero the thing is, yung pagka nagkwento si Dark Knight Joker about sa family niya, it's always a bad father figure. So if you're going to follow the theme of Arthur Fleck, di ba yun yung mga niya, yung ayaw niya kay Thomas Wayne, ayaw niya kay nung nalaman niya na yung boyfriend niya, it's consistent bad father figure sa buhay niya.
But if you also take into account the last scene of the Joker movie, that may not be true at all. Right?
Kaya nga, I'm making such a leap kasi kung nangyari kasi yung movie 1981, that's the time of the movie when it happened. So yung Dark Knight Joker happened around the latter part of the 2000s, di ba? Parang
Yeah.
ganyan, 2008 yun eh. Uh, so,
So is there different Jokers? Is that how I'm understanding it? Like with a time difference, like Bruce Wayne's still a child,
Yes.
yeah.
and
This
so
is
take
approximately
it
1981, according to the director.
Yeah.
right.
So, it
So
could be, yeah, it could be the case na it's two different Jokers, pero they're saying na baka magkaroon daw ng multiverse sa DC. So, there could be a
Ah.
lot of Batman, there could be a lot of Jokers.
Oh my God.
Diba? Ang ganda.
Flashpoint.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Flashpoint.
They can do Flashpoint, of course. So, pero para sa akin, I wanna link itong dalawang Joker na to because they're so similar in so many ways. Yung, basically, di ba, ang gusto nila anarchy parehas. Di ba, yun yung philosophy
Yeah,
nila.
yeah. Well,
Na-
yung Joker nga, everyone who is a Joker fan knows three properties of Joker. Being first, the violence. The second is being funny. Third, being unpredictable. So all of those, that's the reason why the Joaquin Phoenix portrayal of Joker is very much accepted or beloved. It's because yun nga, it kind of follows the formula that Joker has. He's very unpredictable.
And very unpredictable. Yeah.
Especially the narrative, right? The narrative is so unpredictable.
Yeah, yung dito. I mean, it just happened and then sinakyan niya na lang ng sinakyan. Di ba? What the fuck?
Hindi, actually, hindi lang yung sinasakyan eh. He was actually driving it. He was driving himself to like, kasi for example, when he tried to kill the three stockbrokers in the train, di ba? So he killed the first one, he killed the second guy, he tries to chase the third guy. He didn't need to chase the third guy. He could have just shouted, self-defense. But he has this feral instinct to just kill off the third guy anyway.
Yeah.
That was all him.
Oo nga no, yung the other two may justification pa na he got attacked pero the third one
Hinabol niya kasi.
inabot na ba?
Yeah, exactly.
What's your take, guys? Kasi di ba the media is like parang nababaliw sila because of this movie. What's your take on that, guys?
Let's put that aside kasi wala pa tayo dun sa let's part 2. Let's part 2 kasi.
Part 2 na pa yan.
That's okay. Hindi kasi we want to have this episode to be like a two-part kind of podcast. So in iTunes it will be 2 episodes talaga. But since you've already let us do that,
Go. Kasi ang dami pa natin details na na-miss dun
exactly,
Sobrang
ang
dami
dami pa.
pa.
Okay, so the first
Hindi
thing,
niyo pa ako nai-spoil.
so okay, the first thing that you need to understand with the Joker movie is that it's not as violent as everyone is saying it.
Oh yeah, totally not. Yeah,
Oo naman.
I've
Yeah.
seen worse movies than that.
Yeah,
John is more violent.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool is more violent and
Deadpool. The Saw series, di ba? Wala naman nagprotesta nung The Saw series.
exactly. At saka yung Hostel. Hostel, sobrang violent ang Hostel kaya.
Dito na nakakainis eh, 'di ba? I've seen a lot. Hindi ko pa napapanood yung movie pero I've seen a lot of tweets, mga updates sa YouTube that the people are walking out of the theaters.
Why?
Oh,
Like, why?
Such a pussy.
Yeah, when I heard about that, and I was like, oh, it got me hyped up. And then after watching it, I'm like, why would you walk out of this movie? Like, either that you're just not getting the movie, or you just don't understand, and they're bored.
Feeling, I feel that they might those people who chose to walk out of the theaters, maybe yun nga, hindi nila gets, medyo kulang ang level of the intelligence nila, because movies like this requires you to be at some level, to have some level of intelligence in order for you to even begin to understand yung movie, or possibly baka masyado silang affected, baka there's something traumatic na sa past
triggered
nila.
them, yeah.
Yes, Tito. That
You
is
have to
also
be
a
very
possibility.
you have to be very attentive for this movie. Like you can't miss a single detail. Yeah, I agree to that. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
like
why you watch it alone. Kasi ayaw mo may nagtatanong sa'yo, di ba?
Ay, sige. Tama. Ako din, magwa-watch alone ako eh.
You should watch it alone. Don't bring anyone.
Kasi pag may na-miss sila, tatanungin ka, tapos
Ano
may
nangyari
mamimiss
dun
ka
sa kwan?
Get na get yung sister ko kasi
Visit ka.
lagi ko siya kinakausap kasi every time may nakikita ng Easter egg, she hates me for pointing it out because she doesn't know what the Easter egg means.
Ano yung mga Easter egg na nakita mo, Jopes?
Yung sa salamin, yung nagmukhang Batman yung salamin.
Hindi ko napansin.
Grabe naman yung detail na yun. Putik.
As in,
Saan?
si Arthur Fleck, yung ulo ni Arthur Fleck, yun yung bibig ni Batman. Kasi, teka, let me show it to you guys.
so
Kasi,
what's the Easter egg?
Oh my God, dude. You have the best eye.
Ganun ka-critical.
Do you guys have read yung Dark Knight na or watched yung Dark Knight na yung parang backstory ni Joker? Hindi pa tong Arthur Fleck na to.
Hindi pa. This is
No.
with the Heath Ledger, ano, di ba?
No, not that
Hindi
one.
pa ba? Okay.
The one sa comics.
Hindi pa.
No,
What's
not at all.
I'm looking for that scene. It's hard to find it. Mirror, Joker, Easter egg. Maybe here? Because I did find it somewhere. And I actually noticed it the moment it showed up. No, it's not here. No one saw it. Grabe. Kasi when he was trying to like paint himself white, and he was looking at the
yung
Start pa yan.
pagod. Gets
Simula.
sige.
yes. Sa simula yun eh.
Pansin ko nga. Pero ngayon ko lang na-realize.
And,
Nabasa niyo na ba tong Killing Joke natin?
yes, hindi nabasa but I saw the animated rendition.
Yeah, film. Pangit na mga sino-animated film ginawa,
Oy,
dinagdagan
maganda yun.
nila.
Hindi, yung sex scene, huwag na yun. Huwag mo isipin yung sex scene.
Oh.
But the actual,
Okay.
yeah. But the actual,
Yeah, kasi-
movie, okay siya.
Kasi true to the comic siya, yung movie na yun. Pero The Killing Joke is one of the best origin story of Joker. Parang parang may mga kinuhang 'di ba? Yung
Story
may
beats.
mga stories dito dun sa Joker movie. So I suggest you guys read this, The Killing Joke, Jopes. Tapos meron pa yung The Dark Knight. Hindi itong Dark Knight na to, yung animated series. Have you seen that? Kasi yung couch scene dun kay Murray, yun eh. Dun kinuha yun eh. Have you seen that? I'll send it to you.
Favorite ko yung couch scene.
Yeah, but it's not an original of the director. You get what I'm saying? It was borrowed from a previous Joker literature. Let me just get there.
So, kasi yung Joker, kasi dun sa Killing Joke, it says yung origin ng niya, nung life niya was that he was trying to become a comedian then, which is yung very story din ng Joker dito. He was trying to be a comedian. He has a wife, and I think he had encountered mobsters, tama ba?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
had encountered mobsters, and somehow his wife got killed in the process, and he was like just trying to live by because his wife is dead, and tapos yung job niya, and then the job is also kind of like unrewarding towards him. That's why he kind of just had one day to snap. That's why yung famous
One bad day.
you just need to have one bad day to go mad. Yun yung hypothesis ni Joker with regards to getting crazy or getting delinquent delinquent to society. You only need one bad day to become mad.
I send you the link, Jopes, if you wanna show it sa kanila. Dahil yan yung pinagkuhanan nung anong eksena to, yung yung scene with Murray, yung dyan kinuha yun eh.
Okay, check ko lang So,
Gusto ko tuloy mapanood.
actually, maganda yung The Killing Joke. It's actually the best Batman material out there daw. Other than The Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah, Dark Knight Returns.
Which is
yung nandun si
yung old
Joker.
na siya, di ba? Old na yung Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, and spoiler lang kasi Batman kills the Joker finally, di ba?
Well,
Oh well, spoilercast naman.
actually hindi naman, hindi.
Hindi ba?
Si Joker ang pumatay sa sarili niya.
talaga?
Oh, how?
He snaps his neck.
Wow.
What the hell? Paano mo magagawa?
Kasi
Ginawa niya?
naka-tie, wait lang ipapakita ko lang tong
Parehas tayo ng reaction. Magkabila lang yung ginawa niya. Parang tayo sumayaw.
Sorry naman.
Hindi kasi,
I think amazing.
si Batman kasi, nag-ano siya ng batarang sa mata ni Joker. Tapos, somehow, parang, pumasok ng gano'n. Tapos, if he moves his neck, mapuputol yung jugular niya. So, he kind of moved his neck anyway. So, that's what happened to him. Ayun ang ganun animation dito. Ito yung... Yes, sa Dark Knight Returns. Ito yung pinatay yung buong audience. I know this part. Kasi this is I remember may isang eksena ganito rin before dun sa Death in the Family.
Dito, send that to me, please. Okay, carry on. Favorite yung scene yun.
Kasi sobrang so kaya favorite ng mga tao na si Joker as villain. If you don't know guys, Joker is the number 1 villain in comics history. As in unanimous, anyone you ask, Joker is the number 1 villain considering that he's not superpowered himself. Kasi
Ako feeling ko dahil kay Joker parang magdi-dig in ako sa DC kasi hindi talaga ako interesado sa DC pero dahil kay Joker parang baka
madaming ayaw sa DC because it's too dark for them and it's too realistic.
It's too deep.
I think,
Deep.
for me, okay ng dark yung mga kasi, imagine this, the MCU, ayan na, pinatay niya yung mga...
Ganyan yung sa sa Joker, di ba? Yung kay Franklin Murray.
Oo. Yung si Franklin lang yung pinatay niya, si Murray, di ba ganun niya?
Franklin Murray, ayan, so ito yung poison gas na pumatay dun sa lahat ng audience. Nasa
sabi
comics
sinabi niya, you're awful, sabi niya gano'n. Angry.
You're an awful person. Tapos, ito yung maganda dun sa interview on that interview, it was always implied that you always take responsibility for every action you take. Pero the problem is, are we really looking into the motivations or the what's the word, the trigger factors that makes the person get triggered, di ba? Or do we consider the nurture or the nature? Kasi parang if we always talk about you should be responsible for what you did, blah blah blah, but we haven't even talked about nature versus nurture, right? What if someone affected him? What if someone abused him?
Yun nga, that's the reason why na it kind of justifies what he does dun sa movie. And I think it's scary because lalo sa Amerika, people are known to snap, and then when they snap, people die. You get what I'm saying?
True.
So, why no?
Bang, bang.
Diba?
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, that's kaya nga the movie is for incels. Yun yung sinasabi, yung commentary ng mga ibang tao. The Joker is for the loner, is a loner movie, di ba? Parang this is what happens to me pag nag-i-snap ako. It's because I may it doesn't matter kung ano yung ginawa ko. It's because of ganitong mga factor kaya ako napunta rito. And I think that's the problem ng media sa movie na yun because parang it's a justification of
Violence.
Being a bad person, of violence.
Yes. And before we talk about about the media, okay, any other story beats that we might have missed, guys? His mother was actually just watching Arthur get abused by his dad. So basically, binubugbog lang siya ng dad niya. Pinapanood lang ng nanay.
Stepdad, di ba?
Boyfriend.
Stepdad.
Boyfriend.
Yeah.
Boyfriend.
And what else? Another story beat that you might have not heard about that might be important. He meets this black girl and he tries to stalk this
So sad.
this woman who's also a single parent.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, black girl knocks on his door. Are you stalking me? She asks. And then suddenly, parang it's kind of like, okay, it's sexy pala. Parang inisip ko nga, katukin ko yung bahay ko. So, parang, are you stalking me? Kahit di mo na ini-stalk eh. No?
Tapos tapos yung payoff nun, pala, it's all in
His
his
imagination.
mind.
His head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also imagination.
That is so scary.
Kasi na-shock ako doon nung nung pumunta siya, bigla niyang pinasok yung apartment ng girl. Tapos biglang parang ayaw siya lapitan. Tapos parang, you're Arthur, right? Parang, ha? Ay,
Yeah, it
fake
was-
yun? Parang gano'n.
Well, yeah.
after that scene, when I watched it, parang it's hard to parang what if for example you are also hallucinating your friendship with other people, di ba? Parang ganun. Na para sa side.
Nothing is real anymore.
Parang, lumipad yung utak ko after yung scene na yun. Parang kailangan ko mag-focus na baka may ma-miss ako. Pero talagang nag-iisip ako, tama ba yung pagkakaintindi ko? Fake yun. Pero ayoko naman magtanong sa tabi ko kasi baka ma-istorbo siya.
Yeah, it is
Famous
it is fake.
May ano natin yung anong tawag dito, yung reverse fight club. Alam niyo ba yun? Yung, di ba, parang merong ganong ganong perspective
Fight
yun
Club,
na,
the Edward Norton movie.
Norton movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys know what?
Yes.
Have you seen Fight Club?
Yes.
Yes.
Diba?
Yeah.
May ganong perspective daw yung Joker movie na parang ini-imagine niya lang lahat
Yes.
ng
The unreliable narrator as always.
pero wala pa kasi yung mismong DVD. So nobody wala pang parang naghihimay-himay ng mga scenes. Pero yung initial pa lang na paghihimay ng tao, grabe na dun sa movie. If you're watching yung mga sa YouTube lalo, mga Easter eggs na nakikita nila.
Is
And,
that a
I think-
David Finch movie? It is, di ba?
No. It's Philip Todd, the director.
David Fincher pala, I mean. Sorry. Fight Club nga! I know, David Fincher.
Fight
Fight
Club.
Club is David Fincher. I knew it. Also the director of the social media, the social network.
Media.
Social network.
Network.
God.
I said Jesse Eisenberg. pangalan.
Yes.
Napanood ko na rin yun Was it good yung para sa
I think it was more of an actor's movie rather than like yes. Thank you, Frio. By the way, guys, to those who are listening on Spotify, that is Tito Pab's son. Ayan, kid. Ayan, si Frio. Ayan, nasa Spotify si Frio. Anyway.
Yeah.
Pero yun nga, so parang, Fight Club, nasa na ako? The Social Network is also good. Yes, it's also good. I read the book before I watched the movie. And I feel like the actors were too jockish to represent the characters in the book.
Joe, what do you think about this? Do you think the storytelling for superhero origin movie will change from now on?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I wonder if we should put it on the latter, but I actually want to put it here just to end the first part. But for me, here's the thing. The charm of Joker has always been there's no origin story necessary for Joker. And even with this Joker movie, there's not even a solid origin story for him, right? The only movie that had a solid origin story of Joker was the 1989 Batman movie. But this
With
Jack Nicholson, with Jack Nicholson. Pero ito, pagmula dun sa Dark Knight, even din sa the very much hated or panned Suicide Squad, and walang origin story sa Joker, and kahit sa comics wala eh. Even yung sinabi dun sa sa The Killing Joke, hindi yung sinabi si Frank Miller nagsulat nun, di ba? Yeah. So Frank Miller, if you guys don't know, he is the creator of American Gods. Yes, tama siya nga.
Si Alan Moore ang
Alan Moore.
American Gods, matagal ko nang iniisip ulit yung title niya. Wait lang.
American Gods.
Kasi pinanood ko yung season,
Sa
basta.
Amazon, no?
Thank you.
Yes!
Matagal ko nang hinahanap.
Nakamot din yung itch na matagal.
Oh, you should watch that, American Gods. Ang galing niya doon.
Pinanood ko yung episode 1 noon. Tapos parang litong-lito ako ano nangyayari. Tinigil ko. Pero yung urge ko na gusto kong panoorin ulit, nandun pa. So dahil nakalimutan ko yung title and ilang to. Thank you, Tito.
Was that Benicio del Toro in the series? Benicio del Toro yun, di ba? American Gods. Ay,
No.
hindi.
No. It's what's his face from the manager from John Wick.
Mhm. Oh, okay. Ian McShane.
Ian McShane,
the great
yeah.
the great British actor. Yeah, Ian McShane.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay. Si Ian McShane pala. Kamukha kasi, parang may resemblance, di ba? Sorry tama ba? There's a resemblance between Ian McShane and Benicio del Toro.
Del Toro, sure, yeah.
I mean, they're both, bearded guys. But anyway. Nico, ayan. So, yun nga. So, if it's going to affect future movies about origins, I'm scared about Batman.
Yeah, kasi the bar is set way too high.
It's
There's
9 or
a
10.
part that kind of got me confused. I'm not sure. You got to kind of re-educate me here. But so the death of Thomas Wayne and
Martha.
the wife
Martha Wayne.
Martha Wayne. So the killer in the Joker was just some random person.
Yeah.
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 Right. No,
Yeah,
in
Fred
the
Frost.
Michael Keaton Batman movie, wasn't it the Joker that killed?
Yes. For
parents?
convenience and simplicity, yes. But in the comics, it's just some random thug.
Robert Frost, I think, is the
In fact, it's an ongoing storyline in the DC comics who killed Batman's dad. I remember someone whispering to Batman. I guess that was the Flash, or yeah, the Flash whispered something to Batman. And he was shocked, and he was like on his knees because of that whisper. And the reason was that he knows who the killer of Batman's dad is. So, kaya that's why it started this entire meme of Batman being weak about his parents. Like every time you talk about his mom and dad, he's always on his knees.
Yeah. You guys
Crying.
read the comics?
That explains yung mga
Do you
meme na
guys read the
nakikita.
comics? Guys,
Aniko, sorry.
nagbabasa ba kayo ng comics of the Joker?
Just the big ones, not like the smaller storylines.
Kasi yun yung kagandahan. I mean, it's a kind of flaw, and if it's a kind of parang flaw at the same time maganda rin kasi it really expands the storytelling of the character of the characters. 'Di ba? Ganun yung nangyayari sa mga western comics eh. Unlike sa
Anime.
sa Japan na anime na meron kang canon stories and the rest. Dito kasi sa ang daming authors eh. So one thing, mahirap sundan lahat. Pero ang kagandahan naman, you get this crazy ass stories na like for example na lang sa Marvel eh. That's one of the best examples. Yung 'di ba yung end game, storya yan sa comics.
Yes.
Na tin-translate nila sa silver screen. So you just gotta appreciate the numbers of author making a wonderful world for us. Speaking of which, I think kasi kita mo, what is the most popular origin story in modern times today? Kayo, in the past 10 years of movies, what's the most popular off the top of your mind? Jopes.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which Spider-Man?
The Raimi Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire's.
Yeah,
It's
Tobey
Tobey
Maguire,
Maguire. Yeah. Spider bite. You get and wakes up the next morning.
Yeah, because of superhero.
Toby is getting memed hard nowadays. So, did you know
Yeah.
that sa YouTube? Yung Bully Maguire. Toby Maguire in the MCU. You gotta check it out. Na maganda yun. How about you, Tito Pabs? What's your best origin story in the past 10 years? Movie.
Um, yeah, I guess I'd go with Spider-Man as well.
Raimi's Spider-Man. Yeah. This is where. Oh. Ikaw, Tito Jopes.
No, I mean, I mentioned, diba, Spider-Man, Raimi's Spider-Man. But I think the best, it's always Superman because you always wanted, it's like the platonic way of explaining things that whatever saves humanity is outside humanity's hands. That's why you have Superman. And he's from an alien
Yeah.
planet,
Which
diba?
Superman? Kaninong version? Yung DC
Christopher
Superman?
Reeves.
Christopher Reeves. Yung kay ano?
Smallville. Smallville.
Smallville. Tom Welling.
The reason why I ask you kasi for me the best origin story yung modern storytelling ng yung pinaka modern na origin story is Iron Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Sorry,
Kasi
I'm a DC
it-
fan. That's why it kind of...
Kasi Iron Man is not a popular character pre Robert Downey Jr., right? Nobody knows the fucking guy na
No.
everyone has Batman, everyone has Spider-Man, everyone has Superman, but not Iron Man. Because of that origin story, it started off a whole universe of characters. It was very, di ba parang ano siya nun parang, especially, I don't know, parang kasi si Robert Downey nun, yung pinaka factor sa akin nun, the way he flexes. Di ba? Ang lakas mag-flex ng character na yun parang mayabang, pero justified yung kayabangan niya.
Meron siyang smug something attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, pero it's so hard to hate him. Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
Yeah,
Napaka lovable ng character kasi niya.
Yeah.
It's
And-
between adorable and mayabang kumbaga.
Yeah, pero parang it's so easy to get behind him.
But the origin story is not the one that we have on the comics, right?
No. Okay, yeah. I'm getting to my point. That's the thing. It's so easy to get behind the character and the actor Robert Downey Jr. The same like this Joker film. Kaya lang, it's really dark. It's really dark and it's really scary. I think most people nanood yung Joker can really get behind Joaquin Phoenix Joker as much as they were behind Robert Downey Jr.'s version.
I agree.
This is the new perspective in storytelling. It's not light, it's not for children, it's very dark. And but the thing is, there is the same feeling you get from you get that joke. So parehas ng feeling
He's the total opposite of Robert Downey. However, yung pinagkapareha sila, you get to like them both.
Yeah,
Diba?
diba?
Well, I don't know if the word is like. It's more of because
Sympathize
when we had Iron Man, yung Iron Man origin story was actually his parents being weapons distributors, diba? Parang kumbaga warmongers sila, warlords sila. Yun yung origin story ni Iron Man, and he grew some conscience somehow when he got kidnapped, diba? In the Middle East. That origin story is not the origin story of Iron Man in the comics, if you guys know.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
It's not.
This is so new to me.
Listen, if you take it into perspective, yung sa dami ng napatay nung Tony Stark and ni Joker prior to making them their iconic
Origin story,
character. Mas marami pa rin
Si
napatay
Iron Man.
si Iron Man kaysa kay
Totoo.
Joker. Pero the media is not being crazy about that. Because why? He's killing terrorists? No, dude. Tao din yung mga...
Yeah.
If you're valuing life, if you're valuing life, you should value all life, not just
Yes.
specific lives. Parang, parang ang weird lang kasi na uh, we have this guy in Robert Downey Jr. in Tony Stark that we so ever so glorified na he's so righteous. He's killing the right people. Pero isn't that killing as
Actually,
well?
that's the reason why they explored this idea in Civil War, if you remember.
Mhm.
Kasi di ba
Yeah.
the cause of Civil War was, well, initially was the tension when some people got killed dun sa Africa, ano nila, di ba? Sa Africa vision nila na may namatay dun sa building. And if you can also imagine, they are killing people, like actual people, and they are superheroes. So walang it's not fair basically.
This is why I'm a Superman fan.
They are becoming basically they are becoming what's the word, weaponized by the government, 'di ba? So at that point they got weaponized. So parang they try to explore that in that movie. And yun nga, parang ako for me, when it comes to Iron Man, at least on the origin story of Iron Man, he got his redemption by, and also hindi acceptable kasi parang yun nga, he's a warlord, he's a warmonger. To be honest, when I first watched Iron Man, I didn't like it. Kasi because of the initial exposition that that he is a warlord. And before that, I've seen what was it, God of War? Was it God of War? Or basically this Jack Nicholson movie where he's an arms dealer. And I really hated his character. I really hated his character at the end of that movie. And tapos after nun, it was this guy, Robert Downey Jr., whom I never knew before, and playing Iron Man, and his exposition was a warlord, 'di ba? So parang or warmonger. Tapos ang yabang pa niya, pinakita niya yung mga missiles, 'di ba, when he lifted his hand, 'di ba? So at the beginning, I really hated him. I really hated the idea na parang he had to have this battery on his heart because it was the makeshift mechanism that the terrorists only had for him to live again. At the same time, yun nga, parang it didn't feel satisfying. The only satisfying or genre breaking scene in that movie was that he admitted he was Iron Man at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Oo.
Yeah.
That was the only explosive revelation exposition of the movie. Other than that, it's pretty much, Robert Downey Jr. being Robert Downey Jr. in the movie. Right?
Yes.
Right.
So that's why I'm hearing myself.
Na-confuse ako doon. Nakala ko nagpapasahan. Ay, my God.
Oo nga eh. That's why I didn't really like the idea of, MCU starting with that. At least with Thor, okay siya. And if you notice, guys, the MCU movies always try to do their origin stories or try to lay out their storylines according to the political and social climate of the time.
Actually, ngayon sobrang na sila ngayon eh. Sobrang
Woke.
left na sila ngayon.
Sobrang woke sila. With Iron Man, you had the Iraq War. With Thor, you had the racism issue. Because diba yung lahi ni Loki. And then you went with what other origin story? With
Yung ngayon, hindi, yung trend na lang ngayon, yung feminism masyado. Do you agree with that? Diba,
especially with Miss Marvel, with Captain Marvel. Sorry, not Miss Marvel. With Captain Marvel, like she is not being believed by all these people around her because she's a girl. Parang, that's why the worst origin story that was Captain Marvel's, according to critics.
Yeah,
It was so dull.
it's not a bad movie. Let me just put it into context. It's not a bad movie, pero yung agenda kasi, doon ako naiinis sa Hollywood eh. They keep pushing this agenda, kahit yung sa Game of Thrones eh. They fucked it up so bad. Do you guys watch Game of Thrones? No?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yes,
Pero okay lang.
yung kay Arya Stark, I mean, they push that narrative far
Well,
to the brink
in the
of,
story, it really is Arya Stark that's going to. Well, he's not. It wasn't. It wasn't meant for Arya Stark to kill
The Night King.
the Night King.
it doesn't
Yeah.
make any fucking sense yung nangyari nun.
The idea is it should be a long war. It's not like a one night thing.
Or people died. At least, di ba? Yun
Yeah.
eh. Pero no one significant died because no. Tapos, ano pa, that's the problem with Hollywood nowadays. Ngayon, ang gagawin nila, magkakaroon ng babaeng Thor.
Yeah, babaeng Iron Man.
Oo nga.
Tapos, ano to yung sa ano din, yung si Black Captain America, yung si...
Falcon.
Si Falcon, yeah. So,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? It's Hollywood
But
doing more representation.
But at
And
the same time, what I'm gonna tell them is that why do you need to make Iron Man, Thor, or even the Hulk? Well, She-Hulk is okay. She-Hulk is okay. It's like it's like everyone's fantasy, I guess. But you don't need to have a female Iron Man. You don't have to have a female Thor. Why don't you just you know promote more of the female characters that you have in the
Yeah, of course,
MCU?
And that's why they made that one. Well, that's why they made that one scene, right? Like during in the war with all the female characters doing. Actually, I guess
The girl
that's
power
of-
scene.
of X Force, right? So
Yeah.
and
I mean, X-Men
I-
did it better, I think, because with X-Men, you didn't have to think about, hey, what's the female version of Cyclops, right? Or what's the female version of Wolverine? You didn't have to because you had enough female heroes there, and even villains in the story. Because it was so well balanced, unlike what they did with the MCU, which from which they didn't even try to produce a Black Widow movie. Well, they're trying to produce it now, but it's too late. Too little,
Too
too
late.
late.
yeah, they should have done that in the first, like the first phase.
Yeah, Scarlett
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson is kind of too old for the role now. It's so heartbreaking to actually say that because Scarlett Johansson is the love of my life. But anyway,
Scarlett Johansson.
Well, then they got what's coming up next? They got Thor, the next Thor movie. It's going to be handed over. It's going to be handed
Spider-Man.
over. Yeah, and I did read some stuff about She-Hulk.
Mhm.
Some rumors about She-Hulk. What's her name? Aerosmith's daughter is going to supposedly be the next She-Hulk.
Liv Tyler.
Bryce.
Yeah, Liv Tyler. Yeah.
Bryce Banner.
Let me get this straight, Jopes. Yung female Hulk, ay yung female Thor, papalit kay Hemsworth Thor. Like, the Hemsworth Thor is gone.
I-
Talaga?
I think
Technically
it's
he's gonna
gotta be.
die.
I don't know.
It's Natalie Portman who's gonna be the next
Yeah.
Thor.
What does that mean? Does it mean
Bakit
they're going to have
ganun?
Thors or they're just going to have
Thor's going to die.
just one Thor?
Yeah, Thor's gonna die.
Thor's going to
Huh?
die, and apparently
Oh
his,
my
his-
fucking god, please don't do that.
Ano ba yun?
Thor's-
That's in the
Thor's
comics.
gonna
That's in
die.
the comics.
Yeah, it's in the comics, and like his essence still lives.
Oh.
And then eventually, if I'm not mistaken, like he does come back, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah, he does.
yeah, so he does come back later in the storyline.
What are they
But
doing,
actually,
man?
even in the beginning, the Thor MCU wasn't as accurate in the comics already because what happened to Thor was actually he got banished from Asgard, and he got dropped off to Earth, and then he became like a student. He lived with
Oh,
normal
really?
teenagers. Yes, he lived with normal teenagers, and suddenly he kind of discovered he has powers, and that's how he that's how he became Thor. There's no no like this straightforward gods of Earth kind of a storyline there. He was banished from Asgard, trying to prove his worth. The only storyline that got consistent was the Mjolnir being held by someone worthy. Yun lang. And then being held by Captain America. Yun lang yung talagang naging consistent sa Thor's story. But in the beginning, Thor was supposed to be a student mingling with other teenagers in the US. And then suddenly he discovers that he's Thor. So
Oh, that's like a way better story.
sorry.
That's a way better story than the one that they did.
But it's kind of a story of its age.
Yeah.
It wouldn't kind of click in this in this day and age. It will look like, like a teenage, Judd Apatow movie. But anyway, okay, going back to Joker. So let's cut to the chase and probably like any story beats that we might have missed. Nothing more.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we covered it all.
Yeah.
And so we try to move to our next topic. And before we do that, okay, it's okay. I'll just edit the audio later to have the same intro for the second episode. So guys, good afternoon now, and this is the second part of our podcast for the Joker movie. Hopefully this is going to take less time. But yeah, this is about the media's relationship with Joker. I hate it that the media keeps on sending or posting articles about people leaving theaters because of the Joker movie. Like, why the fuck why the fuck are they doing this?
Oo nga naman. Why?
I don't know. Like that didn't make sense to me at all. All the I guess negativity, like they kind of I guess they were just extra when on release date, saying that it's such a violent movie,
Yeah.
and after watching it, I'm like, I didn't understand, like, why would people say this? Like, there's way worse
Diba?
movies that all of us have
Sobrang
seen.
daming
This is not even
violence.
close to being what they've described to what the movie is.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, when I was watching it, well, there was violence, definitely. There was really kind of disturbing
Sure.
violence, especially with the door latch scene, where they combine violence and comedy and also unpredictability. That's why I said it was the most Joker scene I've ever seen ever. Not even the Keaton Batman, not even the Dark Knight Joker. He was so unpredictable. He was so violent, but he also had a pocket full of fun in that scene. It was so
Yeah.
good because I was laughing my ass off.
Ako sobrang tatakot ako nung scene na yun. Hindi ko alam, parang, wag mo siyang patayin. Pakawalan mo na siya. Papakawalan mo ba? Papatayin mo ba? Parang,
Pero
kung
nakakatawa
papatayin mo,
kasi-
please do it now. Parang ganun.
Exactly. Parang you want to end it so soon, but at the same time there's this delay, the comedic timing with the door latch. Kasi hindi
That
abot
was
ng
awesome.
midget. That was awesome.
That was so funny.
That was genius.
Go.
You wouldn't combine certain emotions in a scene like that. It's so hard. It was done masterfully talaga. What about you, Nico?
Yeah, but galing nga nung na yung scene na yun eh. That's one of the scenes na I know what's going to happen. He's going to kill the guy. Pero when it happened, sorry, when it happened, nagulat din ako. Sabi ko, what the fuck? Tapos yung midget pa, nakakatawa din yung sobra. Parang, sabi, Arthur, can you please? Sabi, ginulat niya pa eh. Doon ako nagulat eh. Kasi parang yun eh. Yun yung nagpa-joker sa kanya na you're a nice guy. Sabi niya dun sa maliit. Sabay, pinakawalan niya.
Yeah.
I think, do you watch the cartoons of Batman? I think,
Yeah, the animated series is the best.
yeah. Pero alam ko, di ba meron siyang mga midgets na na sidekick? Do you
I
think
don't know
that...
if him or is it Penguin?
Siya din meron din eh, ng mga alipores na maliit na tao. Do you think that guy would turn out to be one of his henchmen?
I don't even want to think about him. To be honest, that character, that midget guy, just worked for me for that scene, for that door latch scene. Beyond that, I don't care because that scene is enough for him, to be honest. And ako kasi it was
Maraming magandang moments dun eh sa Joker na yun.
oh. And even yung part na he was dancing with his mom, it was so sweet. when
Yeah.
he fired his gun through a wall and said na I'm watching a
Yeah.
crime movie.
Grabe,
I was gonna bring
sobrang,
this.
sobrang shock ako na parang, okay. Yeah. Hindi ko kasi na-expect na may ganun ng gulatan factor.
Oo, ang lakas kasi sa scene.
Parang,
It was such a quiet scene and he
Oo.
was just trying to
And
he
bang.
was trying to kill himself. Okay?
Yeah.
So he was trying to test the gun by killing himself, and he was just waving his hand, parang that's parang it exploded. So parang yun yung mga scenes na
Bang!
parang yun yung unpredictable talaga sa Joker, and that makes the movie really really liked by a lot of people because that's totally Joker. He's funny, he's unpredictable, may sense of violence, ganun. With the media getting scared about this, there was an explanation by a vlogger why the media is getting scared about this. It's because of the portrayal of Franklin Murray. Franklin Murray is all about talk about people needing to take responsibility of their actions, 'di ba? Of the media telling the people this guy has to be responsible for whatever happens in society or in ganyan. So parang do you think the movie was unfair to the media? Do you think the movie depicted media in an unfair way?
Was it alam mo yun, ano yun parang mali hindi kasi yung media nun is just the actually parang accurate nga di ba, kasi they're only, ang media naman hindi naman yan, may agenda yung media ngayon nowadays for example ABS-CBN lang, I mean they're in hot water with what's this, with the Duterte administration because they're not supporting him. Every time na pwede nilang tirahin si Duterte, titirahin nila. All I'm saying is, the media is such a polarizing
Entity.
nowadays, di ba? Ganun na sila ngayon It's either you believe them or you don't yung unbiased media ngayon, parang medyo wala na
And why do you think the
Actually,
media is
I
so
agree.
why
Actually-
is the media so desperate to paint this image of Joker, considering naman na
Dito.
yes?
Maisingit ko lang dito, sorry. Any media outlet would always have a bias. As someone na naka-experience niyan, the thing is, whatever goes out, even if it is on paper, on broadcast, whatever goes out sa mga kung saan man yung mga outlet natin, those were chosen by an editor,
Yes.
chief editor.
That's also what
So
I want
dun
to
pa
talk
lang,
about.
sa pagpili pa lang natin ng mga headlines, that is in itself bias na agad
Yes.
So regardless how much our media outlets claim na hindi bias, hindi po wala kaming kinikilingan, ganito lang kami, there would always be a bias kasi we have to choose.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah. But there's this I mean, of course, I'm not speaking about, media being like this always corrupt institution. In fact, I would agree that the media is far less corrupt than some governments. But yun nga, parang the way they react to the Joker is because probably one of the answers there is that probably the media is not giving the crowd or the masses this trust na kayang i-handle ng masa yung the acuity, the intellectual acuity that it demands. Do you agree? Do you think that the media is too scared that the masses is too dumb to absorb the movie?
Hindi naman siguro. I think isa pang ayaw ng media doon is the glorification of the incel or the loner lifestyle ni Joker. Kasi at this one point in this movie, it parang ako ewan ko lang sa inyo, it felt so good to relate to someone like Arthur Fleck he suffers from a mental illness, of course. Tapos there are points na nung movie, hey, I get this guy. I know this guy. I know a guy who's like this. Parang you get that. Parang para
Is
sa
it
akin,
easy to relate to Arthur Flex's problems or parang tribulations? Is it easy?
kunyari, meron akong kaibigan na bipolar na parang he gets what the mental illness part of Arthur Fleck what kind of affliction Arthur Fleck has, and when he snapped, it was in his words, hindi ako to, yung kaibigan ko to. In his words, it was so satisfying to see yung nag-snap siya.
Yeah.
Especially yung scene.
Wouldn't
Oh,
sorry, Nico. Wouldn't it? I don't know. The media would be scared of this just because, yeah, in relation to other people that have mental illness or any type of condition, and seeing the results of what happened in the end of the movie would give them a message that it could lead to something very negative.
Yeah.
Like you know, and that's you know, this is maybe that's why you got all these type of negative comments that you know, don't go watch this movie, or you know, this is what's gonna this is what the end result's gonna be, and might end up being, I wouldn't say catastrophic, but definitely negative in society.
Actually, even what was that? Vice. Even Vice was touting the tendencies of white terrorism in the movie.
they're correlating.
Nice.
Yung Vice,
Vice.
The website something.
website and
The document. It's the documentary arm of HBO. So it does document really brave and among word thought-provoking documentaries from HBO. And they're also kind of the news arm of HBO, if you know, if there's anything like that. Considering that the news arm of HBO is actually CNN.
Okay. Ganun pala kalalim ang Vice.
Yeah. Ako din may eureka moment.
Oo nga. Kasi they cover a lot. Even they even covered the story of Kit Talents. Do you remember the guy, si Daddy Daddy, the one that vlogged his father's death?
Yeah.
They covered that guy. So if it's an HBO thing,
And they cover taboo subjects as well, like pedophilia, like the most dangerous drugs in Colombia, the drug cartel, hardcore stuff like that. They also cover, and it's something that HBO. It was kind of a pet project from HBO, and then somehow Vice also had this Vice Gaming branch.
Yeah.
That's why I'm also familiar
Yep.
with Vice Gaming. So. Anyway, so Vice is comparing this to white terrorism. It's actually easy to associate.
so unfair.
It is unfair, but it's easy to associate that. To be honest, because this is about a person misunderstanding what possibly the society is telling him to do, and therefore individual retaliates against that misunderstanding. That could be easily read in this movie because the movie doesn't really say to you which is which, right? It doesn't tell you.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you that Joker is the victim. It doesn't tell you that Thomas Wayne is the villain, right?
Nobody's telling unless you understand na it's Joker. He's supposed to be the bad guy. Doon pa lang eh. Pero if you watch it, yung going back to our yung kanina, if it's gonna work, if hindi yung Joker yung title, you kind of don't know who's who, right? I get what you mean by that.
No,
Pero-
bottom line is mental illness is still a taboo with a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess it's something that I guess the media is trying to not trying to suppress because it's stuff that we cannot make conclusion out of because we can say it's always about the effect, not the cause, right? I mean, we even in judgment, even in our courts, we judge by the effect, by the action, not the inherent causes or the influences around the suspect or the acquitted. So, yeah.
Pero hindi ko gets dito. So media, the actual folks who are airing mass shooting, yung mga
Exactly.
ganyan. They are airing it on live TV.
And yung
Diba? And then here comes a movie that would not air live, that would only be in a perfect world, that would only be watched by people who are actually paying for it. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Hindi makikita ng talagang buong mundo dahil hindi naman siya live content.
yeah.
Then hindi ko gets. Parang there's something wrong dun sa pag-target nila dito sa movie.
That's why
Or any movie na related sa ganitong paksa, ganitong subject.
The problem is, pagdating nito sa DVD, anyone can watch it now. I think that's
Exactly.
kids will watch this. Parang ano to yung sa Doom. Alam niyo yung sa Doom, yung game na
Yes.
Doom. You guys are familiar with that. They are blaming shooting games like Doom, like GTA. It causes violent behavior. It's been ongoing shit, di ba? Look it up on Google. Na, di ba, parang it doesn't. You know what causes violent people? Bad parenting.
Yes.
Correct.
why.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bad parenting and access to weapons. Di ba ganun lang yun eh. When you give and I think it's going to have this Doom effect etong Joker na to when it comes out on DVD and it's everyone can watch it with kunyari kahit yung 7 years old na bata you can watch it, di ba? Kasi ganun ang internet eh. It's so easy to trick the search engines kung ilang taon ka. Even a 17-year-old can pretend that he's an 18 years old online. How much more at 9 years old? Ay,
I'm actually excited for it to go to VOD, video on demand. And to be honest, tama ka, it's bad parenting, it's bad nurture at the most. There are some people who actually are naturally psychotic or naturally basically may psychosis or naturally psychopaths.
That's just a health issue.
Yeah, that's
right?
a health issue. But the issue that the press is kind of like blowing up, which is kind of a non-issue to be honest, is yun nga, parang the fact that movies and video games still affect kids or people today. Na parang magre-revolution yung mga tao. People will start a civil war against the rich. Will start
exactly. At paano pa to itong movie na to na it actually parang it justifies, it doesn't, wag na natin gawin yung word na glorify. It justifies someone turning against society.
Yeah.
Di ba? It kind of justifies him killing Maureen din. Na parang it makes sense kasi pinagtitripan mo, di patayin mo.
Yeah.
Di ba parang ganun yung I get that vibe na
yeah.
He embarrassed
parang follow your impulse. Parang yung like what he did to his mom, he did to the woman, to the black woman. Just parang you're free. Because you're free to do this. It's not the message at all. It's the descent of a man towards madness and the choices he make. It doesn't mean that that's the same choices you have to go through. Right?
Pero Jopes, you mentioned earlier na 10,000 people could watch this and have different
interpretations of it.
So, kung makakapanood ng mga bata na gano'n, they would not get the idea na you don't follow this guy, like you don't follow a guy like Walter White who broke bad. You don't follow them because they're cool characters. You watch their story and you avoid being like that. How kids are going to understand that depth dun sa story? Of course, ilan. For example, lalawak yung demographics na to once this shit hits the DVD, hits torrents and download site like that. So I'll bring you the answer by asking you back. What is the worst thing that Walter White did ever in the series? Kill people.
Well, he always kills people for defense, but what is the worst thing that he did?
sold meth?
Yeah,
He,
make drugs.
yung hindi, he poisoned this kid named Jacob, right?
Yeah.
With
Why is that the worst thing he did?
because
Isn't
it is
everything
totally
he does is worse?
because that is totally
Di ba?
out of
It's a crime.
it is a crime. Everything is a crime. But you know, when you
Yeah.
try to inflict harm towards kids, that makes you automatically the villain. And that's also what happened with Joker with what he did with the black woman. The thing is, with these narratives, the reason why we are still reminded that they are not models to follow is because they do things that are out of nowhere, are just something they do, but isn't accepted at all, not only by our society, but by our morality. Correct? I mean, having
Yeah.
to kill someone who's innocent, who's done nothing to you, is nothing of a discussion at all, right? I mean, it's immoral. It's something that you shouldn't be doing at all, right?
Yeah.
And parang sa Silence of the Lambs, ganun yung sa Silence of the Lambs, eh, no? Parang yung the innocent is always the one that sparks discussion of amorality. Diba? And that's the reason why Breaking Bad and Joker always reminds you that they are not people to follow, because they have these things na ginawa nila, na even though they might be motivated to do that as for strategy or whatever, that is still kind of that is those actions are still abhorrent. Right? Imagine mo ba sa season 5, sorry for spoilers ng Breaking Bad. There was this kid who was just watching them do a train heist. Remember this episode, Nico?
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Yung kay Todd.
Okay, kay Todd, di ba? Yung binaril ni Todd yung kid. Tapos anong suggestion ni Walter White? Tunawin sa acid yung kid. This is a 10-year-old guy with his bike. An innocent guy. And the series doesn't forget to remind you this is something that you shouldn't be doing at all. That's why yung anti-hero. Hindi ba anti-hero eh? Talagang villain na talaga eh. Full-fledged villain na si Walter White eh.
Pero, I don't know, man. Kasi parang it's the same thing eh. If you're doing a crime, di ba parang it's still a crime. End of the day, you're still a bad guy.
Even in season 1, he was already committing crime by theft of or stealing equipments from the school.
From the school.
Yes, he was also doing parang money laundering in the first season. Ang dami yan ng crime sa first season, but we didn't feel it, right? We didn't feel it kasi we feel justified by doing it kasi we don't see anyone getting hurt. Right? Yun lang yung time na makita natin that someone gets hurt.
Wasn't the reason that he started to do it because of his health.
Yes, exactly. Yung pa yung motivation. The motivation was that he tries to cure himself from cancer. Yes.
Yeah, cancer. Right.
So, if you notice on the first two seasons, it felt like he was the badass of the entire series. Like he's the hero. Yeah. And then suddenly you have this second season scene where the girlfriend of Jesse chokes up to her own vomit. And then pinabayaan niya. It didn't feel well, right? It didn't feel good.
Yeah.
Because he was in the full he has the full decision who gets to live, who gets to die.
Yeah.
And at the same time,
pero he's trying to save Jesse. Yun yung justification.
dude, still he has like the slightest of influences to save that woman. Right?
Yeah, kasi
he's there. He's right there. He's right there. He could save.
Turn na lang yung di ba?
Yeah.
Yung babae.
Tapos it was emphasized, the wrongdoing was emphasized by this domino of effect by having the plane go down, di ba? On the finale, on the season finale. That's how good that's how good the storytellers are, reminding you that although some things may be justified, this is a story of a man descending to villainy, descending to Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah, pero the thing is, again, nagbabalik ako dun
Hey,
sa
Joker.
how many people are going to interpret
Jo-
Breaking Bad
or
and
Joker
Joker
as like,
as something that you don't follow, di ba?
yeah, exactly.
Doon talaga nakakaano eh. Doon talaga, I think that's that's
That's the
uh,
unknown that we fear, right?
yun yung parang yung ganito yung mangyayari dito. Ganito yung kalalabasan nito pag pinalabas sa wider audience. So, we are yet to see. Tapos, again, most definitely, I don't know, I'm kind of, kasi there's going, parang I feel like, yung mga school shooting are so common in
Yeah.
America that they're going, eventually, the school shooting is going to be if it's not in video games, it's going to be a movie. What specific movie? It's going to be this. You get what I'm saying? Parang darating
Ito nga
yun
yung mas weird eh. Ito yung mga villains sa soap opera, mas sinasapak ng mga tao kesa kesa yung actual villain sa movie na ano. Then what I'm trying to say is I don't think the audience is getting affected anymore by media or by movies, by art. They just they just know how to do what needs to be done to art, which is consume it, never replicate it, di ba? Or if they're gonna replicate it, I don't know, maybe for the good, for the better. But they understand how society works at least, di ba? Those who are outliers, dyan pumapasok yung issue of mental health. That's why, yun nga, it was a message in the Joker movie that people don't give a damn about, mental health workers and even the patients themselves, because they are unnecessary components of the society. They could just be brushed off or, brushed under the carpet and leave them there rotting. While, the good citizens like the stockbrokers who are harassing other women in the train are still good citizens because they keep the economy going.
Right.
Yung mismo.
That's the irony. That's
Meron
the
silang function.
Yeah, may function pa rin sila. And that's what's being portrayed to us. Na even though there are hints of villainy to everyone, end of the day, it's always about the society telling you how to behave, which the movie keeps telling you. Right?
Yung nga. Yun nga yung yun nga yung... Pero, dito kayo sa Pilipinas, alam nyo ba yung effect dito ng Joker?
Parang feeling ko naman yung mga eto yung tita ko kasi hindi nanonood ng English kasi hindi niya maintindihan. So most probably hindi niya naman yan. Most probably yung mga tao na nakaintindi ng English are intellectual enough to absorb that this is just art, this is just a story, that it doesn't need it. Well, we already had Taxi Driver before. We already had the Godfather. We have ano pa ba yung ibang movies?
You talking to me?
You talking to me? You talking to me? You talking? Ba't na gano'n? Ba't you talking to me? Di ba yung Godfather yun?
Pinaghahalo ko.
You talking to me?
Pinaghalo yung Godfather.
Magkakaroon tayo ng mga ganito kagandang palabas na a psychological mind fuck in Joker. Sa
meron tayo from yung Kinatay. I don't know if you watched it.
No, not
Kinatay. This is an indie movie about cops silencing witnesses by chopping their bodies.
Oh my.
Yikes.
Yes. So
Pero
4 kilo.
4 kilo nga.
Pero ang storya nun, it always revolves around people in power. The police, the military. It's not about the individual.
No. The story of Kinata is actually about the individual police who's clean and is being taught how to be corrupt.
Para maging eskalawang.
Yeah, and that's how he should behave in society. That's also a good movie for you to watch, Kinatay. That's why it won the...
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Pero when would it become mainstream? Di ba? Kasi I've been like, ever since nung sa pag-YouTube ko, I've been, following teleseries. It's always more of the same, right?
Yeah.
Yung kidnapan,
Sampalan.
Kabitan, ganun, di ba?
Even yung Sahaya, you guys ever heard of that show Sahaya?
Yeah. Sahaya.
Sahaya sa GMA.
It's
It's one of the highest rated show nila to date. it ended. Pero it ended the same way as every other
With an explosion.
other every other
Soap opera.
series, soap opera sa kanila. Mayroon agawan ng asawa, tapos nagkidnapan, tapos may nagkapatay.
And explosion, di ba?
May
There has to be
nagkaroon ng
explosion.
agawan.
There has to be explosion somewhere.
Ito, I have a question.
Yes, Tito Pabs.
For Nico. Bro,
Sige.
naniniwala ka ba nakakabobo yung mga palabas na natin?
Yes. It
Yes.
does.
Alright.
Kasi what happened is you conform you don't question authority anymore. This is why it is very hard for me to criticize people, especially the YouTubers na they do questionable shit na, for example, yung mga nagfi-fake pranks. Ang sasabihin, ang justification ng mga fans nila, di ba sa wrestling din, fake din yun. So bakit pinanonood mo din yung wrestling? That's not the point. Sa wrestling kasi, they've already said na fake sila. Umamin sila na, hey, this is a show. Sa vlog, hindi naman ganun eh. They're selling reality.
Yeah.
The same, related to dun sa, dun sa mga kabobo. Because the mentality is the same.
CGI kamatis daw, Nico. Tapos haluhan ng CGI kamatis.
Yeah, we're all about conforming this, conforming that. And watching the Joker is such a breath of fresh air when it comes to critical thinking. Kasi you get to think of what's really going on and what is the message of the movie. What is it telling?
Yeah.
Is it telling me to kill people? Of course not, di ba? Walang ganun dito sa Pilipinas eh. Tapos when you try to promote this kind of movie, ang sasabihin nila sa English kasi yan or ano kasi yan. Mahirap intindihin yan, pang malalalim lang yan. No, bitch, why don't you try to watch it first?
Alam mo kasi, Nico, you know how kids behave when they hear Cinderella for the first time and then they say, hey daddy, can you tell me the story again and again and again and again? Parang ganun na nangyari sa Pinoy. Kaka-again and again and again natin sa story na ng soap opera. Naging kids tayo forever. Parang it's time to grow up, Filipinos, right?
Yeah. Merong pinanood sa akin si the direct. I've been friends with the director of si Jules Catanyag. He produced a film called Dog Days. Dog Days is darker than Joker.
Oh.
Kasi it explores a lot of things. It explores abortion. It explores mental. It explores cult, yung mga kulto nung as in Satanism talaga, hardcore. If you're familiar with the word Deus Ex Machina, yung literal.
Of course. God is in the machine.
Yeah. What they did was they twisted that concept. Instead of Deus Ex Machina, it's Deus yung Deus nila is the devil. Ganun yung ginawa nila.
Diablos Ex Machina.
Diablos Ex Machina. Ganon ka-twisted yung storya na yun. And this is made by Filipinos, guys. Exploring religion, exploring the different things na that's the problem with media today. They don't explore anything. You get that? They just plug in what works.
Okay.
I realized na ang dami nating talent dito sa when it comes to a lot of things. Anak naman. Ang dami
Brief.
ang dami nating nagpapasuot ng here. Ang dami nating talent na nasasayang dahil nga I think yung media natin and then the society itself is not ready to embrace that level of talent ng pagproduce ng movies na beyond yung sa mga beyond the usual that we see.
No,
kaya ayun.
I think we're just letting the government do the parenting for us. Di ba?
Maganda topic yan dito
But yeah, I mean, hindi kasi sa US ganun din naman especially with video games. I mean, a lot of people don't want their government to do the parenting for their kids because, to each his own. Parenting techniques, parenting approaches, right? Pero yun nga, I guess with the media, it's also the same. They're trying to be parents to us, but they need not to, because if a person is attracted to a movie like Joker, it's not because he wants to become a terrorist, but because he wants to approach a story, right?
So, tapos gagawa tayo ng pelikula, Joker, si Joker, tapos dahil nakakatawa.
Si Darren
or they're going to bastardize the concept of a lot of good movies na one of the best example dito recently yung kay Cardo Dalisay. That fucking show I know why they're not stopping it kasi
should have
meron na
died long time ago.
Siyang Simpsons stigma. Do you know the stigma?
Yeah.
Or the stigma. It won't die because they're making money out of it.
Yeah.
Not only that, but people are already used to it. So it's going to be a new era if they finish the series.
Baka kasing haba ng Mara Clara yan.
Or maybe it's going to be longer kasi meron ng formula eh. 'Di ba? Everyone can be on the show. Lahat ng it revives career, ika nga.
I watched an episode of the series last was that this Monday. But the only thing that I saw was that everyone was crying because a cop got killed. This is a woman cop. This is a lady cop.
Yung si Denise.
Si Denise. Nanonood ka pa rin pala.
Of course I do. I do watch those shows, man.
Denise lang. Dude, ako po.
He needs to eh.
He needs to analyze that anyway. So that's true. But yeah, it's kind of nakadumb nga eh. Parang lahat sila choir, umiiyak, parang mga bata, parang nilolog ko. But lahat sila sa morgue in the first place. Why is the entire division in the morgue crying at the same time? It was so really, I mean, as much as they want to also feel for a dying comrade, but seriously, everyone in unison crying?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Crying ladies.
I mean, it will never stop. Ngayon 6 years na sila. Dahil eto Jopes, I'll be totally honest with you guys. Kung sasabihin nila, Nico David, gusto mo mag-extra sa probinsyano, guess what I'll say? I'll say, of course.
Of course, exposure.
Exposure. I'm gonna sell out, motherfucker. Are you kidding?
Of course.
At least sinabi ni Nico without any pagiging hipokrito, 'di ba?
Yeah.
You have to admire that.
It's not even worth it to fight against it.
The show is mind-numbingly formulaic na parang, oh my God, mamamatay ba si Cardo? Malamang hindi. Ano ba kayo?
Clip this, guys. Clip.
Tapos ikaw yung
Kasi pag umexta si Nico, ipakita niyo tong clip na.
Diba? Dito nagmula yung idea. Yung magiging kami...
Go.
Yung magiging cameo role mo. Sabi mo, patay na si Cardo! Hindi ba pag-gawa sa'yo?
O kaya sago kayo dyan.
Diba, look, there's a YouTuber, ang pangalan niya si Aura.
Yeah.
Because of probinsyano, nakilala yung batang yan. I mean, ngayon, medyo douchey na si Aura ngayon eh. Pero, do you get it? It revives career and it gives people
opportunities.
Diba? Opportunities. Si Kuya Sila Kuya Joe, yung mga flip-top rappers na lang. How many flip-top rappers are there dyan sa probinsya?
Even Raymond Santiago is now an action star again.
Nagulat na ako natin si Raymart, yung asawa ni Claudine.
At umiiyak din
Oh my God. Si John Prats nga nandun of all people, si John Prats. Diba? Oh my God.
Yung mga old Ang TV people, remember those? Diba?
Sa mga police.
So, can you honestly...
Yung si Angel ng Batang X nandun din.
Yan din.
Nakita parang, artista pala ulit to. Nakita ko sa bus.
It's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe of the Philippines. Ito kay Cardo Dalisay. Because everyone is there. No, honestly. No joke. Tingnan nyo lahat ng tao na who's who na nandun. Si Judy Ann Santos nandun, di ba? I mean, look, si Baron Geisler
ito. Pag meron silang bagong artist na si Nine sa ABS, Rekta Provinciano.
Yes.
Papunta muna doon.
I
mean, remember Ana Roses, who else? Basically, even Rosana Roses is in, di ba? Ay, hindi, wala pala. Basta these like long forgotten actors come back into Provinciano eh. Parang wow. How much money is this franchise
Na lang, nagulat
Pati
ako
ala
nung
si Balingit,
isa,
di ba? Ando ba si Balingit?
si Bunel
Bonel
Balik.
Baling. Andun ba
That
siya?
would be awesome, man. Sila ni
He
Benji Para.
must have
My
been. Yeah. He must have been.
90s basketball yung tema, putik na si Benji Paras.
Alvin.
Tapos si
Alvin
Virgil
Pagkamonyo.
Meneses.
Pero alam niyo bang kaboses niya si si Vitas? Hindi, may movie sila.
Si
May movie
Balingit
sila,
ay...
tapos- Di ba, Tito? Yung pinost ko yun eh. Yung gumagano'n siya.
Yeah,
Wala
yeah,
lang.
yeah.
Tap lang.
Anyway, I guess we're getting derailed again because of this media thing.
No, you know why it relates? Ito, Jopes, yung sa Joker. Why yung sa culture natin, there won't be any Joker. Because we really love the hero
The hero,
archetype.
yes.
Yung ganong klaseng, we don't celebrate the villain. We make fun of the villain. Like a guy like
Paquito
Barangay. Paquito Diaz. We make fun of them. Okay lang mabugbog sila, di ba?
Yeah.
Pero magkaroon tayo nung parang mala Breaking Bad, mala Joker na teleserye. I don't
I'd
think
love
that will
that.
not ever happen here.
I'd love
Kasi
that.
it's going to be number one controversial and it could ruin careers. Like for example, lagay mo si Alden Richards doon and then nakatawa yung performance niya na from from kunyari ginawa nilang Death Note Tagalog version tapos si Alden Richards yung bida, people will get angry at him.
Death
again,
Note
diba?
is a very good example actually because the it's an anti-hero and it's also kind of a villain. It also has villain tendencies. It's really good and yeah. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't work in the Philippines. But if you remember, it didn't work also in the U.S. during the 1970s. They weren't celebrating villains as well in the 1970s until the comic villains came in during the 1980s. Then it kind of penetrated to film and also TV shows during the golden age of TV, which is Breaking Bad, Sopranos, a lot of these things, right? So yan, doon talaga nag-gravitate yung obsession ng at saka yung lust and hunger ng American audience villains, 'di ba? Sa complex broken characters, 'di ba?
Oo.
Anyways,
Go.
I guess we have to kasi Tito Paps has to go somewhere now. And Nico, grabe, alam mo, we could extend this episode up to tomorrow and we still haven't covered everything.
Of course. No,
Diba?
dati
Wala
kasi
kayo ni-spoil eh.
podcast ni Tito Jopes.
Ha?
And di ba may podcast tayo nun dati?
Yeah.
Chong show.
Yeah. So I'm really comfortable talking to Jopes and he's one of the smartest guy I know online.
Yes.
70 po ako nung bata ako.
Go for it.
Row 4 ako, pinggan boy ako nung bata. Anyway,
There's a lot. Let me just put it out there. There's a lot of stupid vloggers out there. I will name drop. Yan, si Jason, bobo yan, seryoso. He doesn't even come close to you, man. I mean,
no.
kilala mo si Jason, si Maagago. I mean, that's a dumb. His friends are dumb. All of you are dumb, motherfuckers. I just wanna end there kasi I wanna be the bad guy here, Joker style. Fuck you all, man.
Pero I like talking to you also, Nico, kasi you understand yung yung parang the way I try to set up like, a discussion.
Yeah.
Kasi
Sarap nga.
how I dig deeper. Anyway,
Balik ka.
Next time,
balik
inuman na to.
ka. Balik ka, Nico,
Yeah.
Ayan.
Next time, inuman.
Oh,
Magkaharap-harap tayo sa inuman.
pwede dito Paps.
Okay, and I guess that concludes our second part of our podcast for Joker. Alam ko, gutom na tayo at gusto na natin magtanghalian at yung may isang gustong matulog na. And thank you very much for everyone who have joined us in this podcast. Anything you want to promote, everyone? Nico, do you want to promote anything?
Yeah, my YouTube channel, Nico David. And I'm all over the place.
Subscribe.
Facebook, guys, he's playing usually Dota on his Facebook page at fb.com
I rarely play nowadays.
Yeah. Yun. Pero yung content niya, masaya pa rin. Uy, may star na naman tayo. Saan ka star? Sorry. Nagulat ako kasi it's been long. Classic Lush, nagustuhan ko yung show today, Tito Jones. Thank you. I have to go run my errands. Thank you very much, Classic.
Thanks, Chris.
It's only now that he ran his errands.
Anong petsa na?
But anyway, I this has been really a very fulfilling episode. Like I kind of expected actually that it's gonna be a fulfilling episode. Have you guys expected it this way?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was so awesome to actually have Nico around in the discussion.
It was nice talking to you again, Jopes. Like, honestly, it's a breath of fresh air every time.
Thank you very much. Yes, and you come back.
It was nice meeting you guys. Yeah, of course I will.
Yeah.
Pa! Ikaw pa ba?
And dyan, Darren, maglalaro ka ba soon? Ako maglalaro ako soon. Gusto ko na maglaro eh.
Baka sa weekend.
Baka.
Magugus
Baka.
game na ako eh. Oy, pumunta ka pa ng ESGS eh.
Sino ako?
Oo.
Parang nagbabago nga isip ko.
Kaya
Diba?
wala kasama.
Parang masarap na lang uminom, di ba?
Parang gusto kong wag na lang pumunta tapos magtanim-tanim na lang ganun. Na-addict ako sa Harvest Moon.
Ay, sana sa Doraemon, no? Sayangan. Enteng, are you gonna play tonight? Or ano? Or anything?
No, not tonight. It's already late. I'm gonna be
yeah.
heading to bed pretty soon. But
tomorrow, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, where are you from, Canada? Kasi yung parents ko nasa Canada eh.
Edmonton, Alberta.
Edmonton. Sasana sila Manitoba. Is that close?
We're 2 provinces down. Still a little bit of ways. Yeah, we're closer to the west.
Is it true that weed is legal in all places in Canada or just a specific
Yes.
area?
No,
Yay!
absolutely.
I really want to go to Canada now.
Let's go. Let's all go together.
No, I'm just saying yay for the
Say
cancer
hi,
patients. I'm not
How
practicing
big
it.
is weed there? They have like, do you need a prescription or no?
No, there's dispensaries everywhere, and you can just purchase it.
You can use it for
Dispensaries.
Yep.
recreation.
How much is for one stick of for one? How do you
deeper.
guys?
I can't tell you that. I actually never bought anything yet.
So maybe you can talk it, offline.
Outside the podcast.
You guys are forgetting we're live, huh?
Sabi ko sa nanay ko, ma, tinaloko ko lang naman, ma, pupunta ako ng Canada kasi yung weed dyan legal na. Punta doon to, huwag ka na pumunta rito.
Anyway.
It's a joke, guys, ha.
Baka seryosohin ng mga tao dito. Yung nung nag-gay ako, baka naman seryosohin.
Alam mo naman sa internet, ay, si Nico David
Seryoso
pa.
masyado.
Uy, Loni na yan, ulol.
I-clip nila, i-record nila.
Tapos gagawa na ng 10-minute vlog para pumasok dun sa dun sa monetization ng YouTube.
Dahil.
Anyway, Tito Pabs, are you gonna play soon?
Friday will be breakfast and toothbrush again. Alas 8,
Ooh, love
8:30 to 9:40.
We don't have
ng umaga.
broadcast by then, Tito Pabs. Yan, sa Friday.
Ay, wala ba dito?
Wala tayong Friday.
Ay.
We have no Friday.
Pala. Tama. Ayun, ngiti. Mag-i-stream din to, feeling ko.
Sabay-sabay tayo. Saya.
Oo, sabay.
Then,
Sige.
mag-grade
At,
tayo sa isa't isa. Scheme.
I-vlog ko lang din po. Active na ang aking YouTube channel. Maawa na kayo. To 23 pa lang yung ating subscribers. Please subscribe. Just search for Relax Media.
Buti ka
sa YouTube.
23. Yung Tsongporado natin is 12 pala.
Yeah, I think we all have YouTube channels.
Guys, paabutin nyo
Ito,
na
Pam,
ako
saan
ng
yung sa'yo dito?
Ha?
Saan yung sa'yo dito? Relax Media, yung...
K, with a K. Relax.
Yes, bro. As in relax na Filipino spelled.
Ito.
May truck.
Guys, Darren TV.
TV.
And guys, follow
The real
Punin
ending
nyo na
for me.
lang 1K.
follow Nico David on YouTube.
Follow ko siya.
Yeah, nice. And
Euro Truck Simulator. Nice.
ang relax talaga niyan, promise. Ang relax sa mga video niya.
You know, that's lalabas na yung bagong flight sim.
Ay, oo, ang ganda.
Yeah,
Tito Babs,
from
laro
Oh
yun.
my
Meron na siya, di ba?
Oh. Hindi, bro, yung bago. Like ilang petabytes pero you don't need to
Download,
to acquire all those nasa cloud siya something, nasa server.
Dito,
I should
Pops,
say.
please, laruin mo
Ganda,
siya.
ganda.
Dito, Pops. Gusto ko siya makita.
Yes, dito. I'm eyeing. Magagamit ko yung flight stick.
Nice! May plastic siya.
Sabi ko,
Pero
may
ginagamit
flight
sa
stick
ETS
eh.
ito.
Dapat
Like
ikaw
this.
mauna doon, Tito Pabs, kasi I think that's your content, di ba? Yung
Mga
mga ganitong
relax.
Day one.
tax lang. ASMR, ASMR
Totoo,
video.
ASMR yan. ASMR talaga yan.
Parang
Nagsaset tayo ng
Definitely, I'm
hagod.
eyeing.
Anyways,
Ang ganda.
sorry, alam mo ganda?
Yung dito, yung
watching
flight
is-
stick.
Oh, sobrang ganda nun.
I'm watching his,
You can actually
content.
fly over your own house. You can actually see your house in the game. But anyways, Tito Pabs, take it away.
All right, kung wala na tayong gusto pang i-plug, we would like to thank everyone who shared, who liked, and mga nakigulo sa amin. At syempre, si Bro Nico David, thank you so much. It's a pleasure
You
na
guys are
nakasama ka
beautiful.
namin. Sa
Thank you, Nico.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank you so much.
Tsaka huwag niyo makakalimutan dagdagan ng subscribers ni Bro Nico sa kanyang YouTube channel, ha? Nico David. Just search for that. And ayun na nga, jam-packed ang topic natin for today. At syempre, jam-packed din yung mga brand partners natin. Rock Gears, the only
Galing,
gaming gear company in the Philippines with
Nagalingan
dedicated
ako, eh.
gaming user interface.
Galing
Research and development. You can get your gaming gears online by visiting their website at rock.ph or checking their Facebook page at facebook.com/rock.ph. Rock.ph, kalidad, kisig, kasarinlan. And also by Electronics Extreme Philippines, a company that will bring you the new Gunbound Philippines. Electronics Extreme intend to develop the gaming industry continually with new concepts and new technology. They are here for borderless fun and experiences. Check out their website at extreme.co.th. Again, extreme.co.th. And last pero hindi least, Game Express. Game Express is the first and only game store in the Philippines that offer pre-orders with no deposit fee. No more waiting in line. The games you love will come straight to you. Free cash on delivery nationwide. Amazing! Find them at Facebook by searching Game Express. At syempre, kami nga po ay gutom na kaya hindi ko na papatagalin to. Kami! Ang parausan bago magtanghalian para sa mga kalmado at apurado. Kami ay magbabalik bukas alas 10:30 hanggang alas 11:30 ng umaga. Dito lamang sa sabay-sabay.
Tsongporado! Welcome back, Darren! Woo!
Hey, fellow pirates, come and listen what I say. The captain is a tyrant and I no longer obey. I'm sick of taking orders from the madman in command. So let's drop him on an island and leave him in the sand. Cause it's a mutiny. It's a mutiny. It's a mutiny. And now we're taking over the ship.
And so, I'm left alone again, hoping to see who we are going to raid in the next couple of minutes. Where art thou? Who are we going to raid soon? Raid. Okay.